like, I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, how's EA got nothing to show?
Yeah,
Really?
and they're like due for like 5 games a year, right? But the
Yeah,
problem
like,
is,
like,
you know what's crazy about like things like you know how everybody harps on like Xbox ain't got no games and stuff like that, and like everything's kind of magnified when it comes from like Xbox or PlayStation, but like somebody like
no, nobody
EA.
looks at the other
Well,
publishers.
yeah, you look at EA and Ubisoft, who really ain't got nothing to release this year,
Well,
right?
I know that there's supposed to be some type of Assassin's Creed event,
Yeah,
right?
but I think with the Assassin's
But
Creed,
it,
even though I'm looking forward to it, I think
and I
Assassin's
believe I think that'll probably be this year though.
yeah, but it's not going to be like a like what it's going to be is what is going to be another expansion to
You think it's gonna be an
Valhalla.
expansion?
It's going to be, I believe, it's going to be
You don't think it's gonna
standalone.
be?
It's
Because
going
I
to be
thought that's why they took. I thought that's why they took a year off was to make a brand new title, not
no, yeah.
extend the
So
Valhalla.
there's it's supposed to be what happened was what they're working on. They're probably going to sell it off as a standalone, but the thing is, it started off as an expansion, and you know how the other one started off as an what's it the what the heck is they
The,
just is the Wrath of Druids, is that it? No. I feel like I
no, you're
what's
talking
the
about the big
yeah they made like a
$40
big
one.
that was just an
Yeah,
expansion,
I
but
know
it's
what you're talking.
standalone, right?
I don't know what it. I don't know what it, the name. I
So
blanking on a name. I know it is like, but that expansion, they've gone so far away from what Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'm not into that series anymore. I was big into Assassin's Creed
Hmm.
back on the 360 days, but after the Xbox One generation hit, like, I think Syndicate was the last one I really got into because
Syndicate was the last original
that
one,
was
right?
yeah, it was the last original one before they did Origins and stuff.
Mhm.
And I liked Syndicate. I liked the steampunk esque like universe and
Bro-
Brotherhood was my all time favorite Assassin's Creed if I had to pick,
mhm.
or that or Assassin's Creed 2. Those were my two favorite. But like now I can't get into them. It's something about like they've just made them way too bloated. I feel like they took a lot of their charm away.
Mhm.
And so like that's why and like now like with that new one, it was supposed to be a separate game but ended up or standalone
Mhm.
add on to
Valhalla. Yeah.
to Valhalla. Like when I looked at that, I'm like, what the hell is Assassin's Creed anymore?
Yeah,
Like,
so the next one is supposed to be from a character that's in Valhalla, right? And his name, what is Bastion or Bastion? The dude is supposed to be from his perspective. That's why I think it's going to be another expansion or standalone. And I know they were going to make the Assassin's Creed where it's going to be this crazy like I guess live game. Um,
oh yeah,
that's the
they
big
were
one.
doing that as live Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about that. If they do like a lot, dude, I'm totally checked out
I think what they
because
should do, one, they need to with Ubisoft, and they need to hurry up and release this Prince of Persia. I don't know why it's taking this so long for Prince
well
of
they
Persia remake.
they did postponed it indefinitely. And I think there was rumors that it might be getting canceled altogether and just scrapped. I
Yeah.
don't like there was like some trouble with it. That remember it got pulled from the original developers
Mhm.
and then it got handed off to somebody else. But then there was like shortly after that there was rumors that got put out there that said that they Ubisoft might just can that remake altogether
Yeah,
and just
the
not
way,
do it.
but bro, you know what other game that I thought they were canceled that they announced 10 years ago, and it's finally resurfacing, the Skulls and Bones. Remember that? Or
Yeah, are they
Skull?
still really
Yeah,
doing that
it's
though?
now a
Because like
next gen only game.
I think that the time for that game to have come out is just past. Because when I looked at that
It was supposed
game,
to be the Sea of
what,
Thieves killer.
well when they first announced it, it was just Assassin's Creed 4 as a standalone game.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It wasn't anything spectacular. It didn't look interesting. And if I'm honest, I think like the sailing part was one of the worst things of Assassin's Creed. Like I
I don't
fucking
like boat
hated
combat
the
in the
sea.
Assassin's Creed game. I know everybody, praises Black Flags and stuff like that. I just
Like I liked Black Flag because of like the whole pirates theme, and I know you can't really have pirates without pirate ships and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So like I like the theme behind it, but was not a big fan of the combat for the ships, and then which they brought that from, as I believe what Assassin's Creed 3 had the ships too.
Yeah, was
And
it?
so they brought that.
Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flags, and was it? What's the Rogue?
Yeah,
Also?
the Assassin's Creed Rogue. Yep. And yeah, those were just ones that I was just not a fan of.
Yeah. Like I need to, Logan, I need to I want to be able to tap in, right? To the gamer in me, because the thing is, I like Assassin's Creed, like the recent the RPG Assassin's Creed, for different reasons. I like them because they were less like the Assassin's Creed, and that's probably opposite from what you like, right? So the thing is like,
Yeah.
I tried to get into games like Unity, which I still think is like the best looking Assassin's Creed game, of last year.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, Unity looked good. Like that one wasn't bad, but it had a lot of bugs at launch.
Yeah.
It did not run well at all.
Like the thing is what I'm trying to say, I want to get into I haven't beaten not a single classic Assassin's Creed game. I've only
you never beat any of them.
No,
my question is, if they ever, it's on sale quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Ezio collection? I really liked the two of my favorite was Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I thought those were my two favorite. I liked Brotherhood a lot because I liked the whole, like, you built like your creed. Like there was a lot to it. Like, you would recruit people, you would send them on certain missions, they would level up, you would have like your creed help you in like certain fights. You could call on them to do like a barrage of arrows, and it just felt like it felt good to do. It felt good to call in your friends and to build essentially your creed. That was like the pinnacle to it, I thought. And then they went away from that, and I just feel like it kind of sucked that they did, because that was so special for me in that game, and it was just so sad to see like that kind of go away. Also, another thing, people might give it flack, but I actually enjoyed the Assassin's Creed multiplayer. Like, it actually was pretty fun and pretty decent, and sometimes a rage-inducing. And like, they got rid of, they don't have the multiplayer anymore, and that was kind of like sad that they got rid of it, because to me, the Assassin's Creed games, I just feel like they're way too bloated. There's just too much into them, and that just throws me off. But like that multiplayer, like, I remember playing that multiplayer. And that was some fun stuff, some fun times, and I'd have to see. I don't know if they're still up. I remember I played. I think when they made them backwards compatible, they still had the servers up and was you was still able to find matches. I wonder if any of that stuff is still going, because I'd like to revisit that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I would do like play, because I think I own Syndicate. I own quite a few of like the classic Assassin's Creed, and I think I own the SCO collection. I believe they're FPS boosted and enhanced, right?
Yeah, the Ezio collection, is. That one is FPS boosted. I don't know about Syndicate though. I don't know if that
No,
one.
that one, no, that one, and that was the one and I don't know if I own that, or I used to. Yeah, I can hear you, Addict. I used to game share with Calhoun the God, and he was a big Assassin's Creed fan way before I was, and I remember him buying Syndicate, and I was like, let me try this, and I tried that, and I got through maybe the first hour or so of it, and haven't touched it since. But go ahead.
Damn, really?
I think when it comes to like Assassin's Creed, it goes two Brotherhood, two Syndicate, then Brotherhood. Like, Syndicate was a very good old time Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
But there's nothing beating Assassin's Creed 2. It's just not.
No, yeah, Assassin's Creed 2 was just on it. That was one of the games that when you booted it up for the first time, you were like, holy shit.
Assassin's Creed 2, is that in the SEO collection, right?
Yeah. The SEO collection.
That's the first game with the Ezio.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed 2's Ezio. Brotherhood. Ezio was in all of them up to the third one. Whoa, what the hell?
Whoa.
Anybody else hear that? Or is that just me?
That was Addict.
Oh my god. But yeah, Ezio was. Oh, I loved Ezio. It was such a good character. It had such a good charm. Oh, but yeah, I'd recommend. Yeah, if you can play them, if you got at least the Ezio collection and that's FPS boosted, definitely try to dig into those if you can.
Yeah. Hey,
Addict, you sound different.
Addict, you are
What's your
botting like a
what source are you
motherfucker
coming
right
from?
now.
You can't be in
My
front of
God.
the computer.
Addict, you're botting.
Is
botting,
it that
dude.
bad?
Yeah,
It
sounds like
pretty bad.
it sounds
You're
like
like-
you're on like a 1957 radio. Like
What are you running?
Is that
Windows
bad? Is that
95
better?
over
that
there?
much better.
All right, like I'm driving. I saw only two people there. I was like, let me jump on while I have it.
He's like, I'm driving. I'm gonna get in here. Well, we
No,
appreciate it. We enjoy having you out of here.
I only saw two people in there. I was like, they struggling right now. What's going on?
Man,
Like,
we were just talking about Assassin's Creed. I don't think we're struggling. We having fun.
no, I'm talking about the amount of people in a podcast.
Oh yeah, I don't know where the hell everybody's at. I
Yeah.
knew Nick wasn't
I
going
didn't-
here,
yeah.
but where the hell's Chris
And
at? Chris.
my phone's like 15%. So when it dies, it dies. Like,
Guys, all right, R.I.P. Addict. Make sure you get home safe.
well, I'm going over here to pick up my girl, and then I'm gonna go home. I just got out of my own podcast. So
Yeah,
interviewed one of the developers from Obsidian.
Oh, nice. They work. Did they announce that they're working on Fallout New Vegas 2 or something?
No.
Bastards.
She's one of the writers for the Outer Worlds too.
Oh shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it wasn't really an Obsidian interview. I was interviewing her on like being a senior writer in the industry. Mainly, like we talked about some, like we referenced the Outer Worlds, but I don't want this segment I'm doing about developer interviews to be about the games they're developing. I want it to be about the position they have.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's smart. I think that's more comfortable for them anyway, since they're not pressured to.
Since they don't feel pressure to
yeah.
talk
I
about whatever they're working on.
The questions I think you got that people would like. I asked her what it's like to write a narrative for a game they know is going to be a first person or third person viewpoint. I asked them about what it's like. Is there a difference between writing for someone without without the protagonist having a voice or not?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to talk about a couple of those things because I wanted to. Curtis said, "What's your podcast called, bro?" He must be talking to Addict, the Addict Show, right?
Yeah, it's on the Iron Lords podcast channel.
Iron Lord podcast. Look up the Addict Show.
It's every Wednesdays at like 6:00 or 5, right?
5 p.m. I'm on there with Hustle and Motivate.
Hustle and Motivate, and I know you had a stretch with Dirk Griggity there for like 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, Dirk Griggity's like the revolving door. If he can make it, he can make it. If he can, he can't. He's got like a rotating third seat. Like if he can, he can come on.
Mm-hmm.
But these interviews, I do want to do more. I have one scheduled for next week, but I do want to rebrand those interviews to my Addict Spotlight series because I do feel like if I do heavy interviews on the Addict Show, the brand Addict Show might start getting hurt because let's be real here, people. There's different demographics. Some people don't want to see an interview. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got people like Corey Barlog, like you're still gonna have viewers that don't want to watch that, and I don't want to cross stream those too much. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know. I feel like if we got Carly Barlog, everybody would be on there because everybody wants to know what that man's doing.
Yeah,
well, Twitter hiatus, and he appeared out of nowhere, and he's sending all these cryptic messages about God of War.
Well, I'm not saying the show wouldn't be good. I'm saying there's two demographics that want to watch either one.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I personally like developer interviews, but the thing is, I like doing them when I want to be able to talk about either the game they just released or the game they're working on, right? So the thing is like we've like in the history of playing the Xbox. The history of me podcasting actually was based off honestly getting dev interviews, and Obviously, you can only keep that up for so long, but I try to dip in the bag to try to get some whenever it comes up. But I think over the years, I've become so damn toxic. I don't know if I can ever get a developer interview. You know what I mean? So
I've interviewed Undead Labs twice because of Planet Xbox and ILP.
oh yeah, we had it. Oh yeah, we did have an interview on Planet Xbox for Undead Labs. Who did me and Jay interview? Who did we have, old man?
Well, we had we had Ariel Knight. He was
Ariel Knight.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that it's that you're toxic, Smooth. I just think that sometimes you do have a habit of tweeting stuff
some bad takes.
Like I understand you don't like the Xbox show. I didn't like the Xbox show. Your first response was to call everyone idiots that flew there to watch the Xbox.
I didn't call them idiots. I did not call them idiots. I said I would be mad as hell if I flew to LA to watch that show.
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
I still would be. That would still be hype just to go to it because you get that shit on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, regardless if I personally felt like the show was lacking, it's different being there, interacting with people, social networking with people. That's the reason people go. It's not because of that conference. They want to go to watch.
Yeah. I think
they're there to hang out with big old Daddy Phil.
That saved E3 2017 for me because believe it or not, and if you watch my interview with Red Infamy, I wasn't really happy after like the E3 2017 the Xbox showcase, but I was excited to meet Red, Hip Hop Gamer, 3MG, to see you guys. I think Addict. Was that the first time I seen you, or was that PAX in person?
Yeah,
that was.
I think PAX. PAX was the first time.
PAX was nope. Because PAX was 2018. Bloodborne was 2018. I met you in 2017 at the E3. So that was the first time I met you in person. And a whole lot of people.
It was at the EA Play thing.
Yeah.
Because I was about to interview someone about one of the whack ass games. I can't remember. But you popped up from like the left side of the stage out of nowhere. Like, it was the year Titanfall was coming out. It was the year Titanfall was coming out.
Titanfall 2. Yeah, that'd be what, 2016, 2017. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Well, Titanfall was 20. No, Titanfall was 2016. Titanfall 2 was 2016. So it had to be the game. And was it Anthem or?
It might have been Anthem because I remember there's a big ass statue. It was neither a Titanfall statue or an Anthem statue because we took a picture in front of it.
We took a picture in front of it. That is true. Yeah, damn, you're right. Okay, it was. Yeah, that's true because it was a Titan or some shit like that. I don't know if it was. It had to be Anthem then. I feel like it had to be Anthem then.
That's why I said the original Titanfall, because I remember Titanfall 2 was a different year because when I went to E3 that year, it was in a building, like a big-ass building. Because I remember they locked down a whole floor of it for Snoop Dogg. So, and I don't remember it being that year because that was like an outside year.
Yeah, and we got to see Nas perform. Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, so my bad to everybody that went to the show. If you felt disrespected about my tweet, that was just me tweeting immediately. See, I shouldn't have my phone when I'm immediately like disappointed. But like I understand there was obviously value in flying out, seeing people networking and whatnot. So I mean, I apologize if I offended anybody with that tweet.
I don't think your take was bad. I just think when you put words in other people's mouths, but you didn't really do that, but you did it at the same time because that's how people could take it. You kind of like put devalue on people spending money to go out there just because you didn't like the show, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think you should really get penalized for that or any way, shape, or form. But you know how it is, dude. Sometimes people get this bad misconception that you have to sell out to appease some of these developers and shit. No, it's just like, look, like you can be yourself without being extra. And that's the difference that I don't think people understand. People feel like you have to be extra to be yourself. No, I don't. Like, look, like I used to be very more toxic on Twitter. And just because I stopped doing that doesn't mean I'm not myself. It just means I woke the fuck up and realized, why am I tripping like this? Like,
He says, but
I mean, Addict's coming out here with the facts. I gotta say that.
yeah, I mean, I know sometimes I can be, out of pocket, and a lot of people, like, for example, I watch, and I don't know if you know, like, I still watch by a good friend E-Rock, right? I know everybody clowns him a lot. E-Rock doesn't like me, like, anymore, because and I say anymore because we used to podcast together, right? And but every time
isn't that the dude that like brought the gun out on something? Like,
somebody's gonna get effed up.
Oh,
that was the time frame where me and you weren't talking. Is when you was fucking with that E-Rock dude.
Yeah, but I have no issue. I still to this day have no issue with E-Rock, but he doesn't like me, right? And I watched a couple of his videos where he's like, talking about me. I think he was like laughing at the fact and celebrating the fact that I was banned from the Xbox ambassadorship. He's called me out for calling out things for Xbox, and the thing is like what people don't understand is like, and I don't even think he understand. Huh?
Did you see any paint that was in a buggy?
What?
Oil that was in a buggy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it?
Oh, I don't think he's talking to me.
Okay.
But
I was like,
yeah.
Wait,
So E-Rock, like he talks, and he I think he's under this impression that I'm like a MBG or somebody that just downs Xbox or some sort of Red Dragon or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I'm like literally far from that. You know what I mean? I just like, and the people, I guess what people don't like really about me is like when people want me to call out Xbox all the time, right? And I only call out Xbox for things that I actually care about. If I don't care about it, I'm not going to call it out because it's not that important to me. And I just wish people understand that more. It's like, I'm not like turning like, oh, I'm going to be a PlayStation guy, or I'm going to be one of those guys that just diss Xbox every time. If they're like, for example, things that I wish Xbox fix, right? I want them to fix their DVR because it sucks like shit. It's the worst thing.
That DVR, man, like, how do they not have that fixed?
I don't understand how they have a dedicated platform team and have a DVR system like that, like a video edit. Like these guys made Windows Movie Maker and shit like that, and you still can't get like a simple like.
Dude, nobody uses Movie Maker anymore.
I know, but
by that reason, why?
But it's like it's shit like that drives me nuts. I don't like their marketing. Oh shit! What happened to my? Oh okay. I figured out what happened. I don't like their marketing efforts with I don't feel like their marketing's the greatest. I don't feel like they're aggressive enough with like games and whatnot. Stuff like that. So stuff like that I'll call out, but people want me to call out like stupid shit like false advertising, ray tracing and shit like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like stuff like that. It's like I don't care about all this other stuff that people want to cry and whine about. Yeah. And so people were like, oh, you see why you call this stuff out? And I'm like, no, because I don't care. And I wish people understand. It's like I'm going to call out things that I care about. You probably won't care about those things that I call out because some things are a little bit like I want achievements to improve somewhere. I want achievements on original Xbox games, right? Like those are things that I care about, right? I don't care if like what's things that people poke fun at me for or Xbox for like their lack thereof, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the stuff half the times it's like I don't really like care. Like this dude wanted, like I know me and you were having a different discussion earlier about Bobby Kotick, right? And I know people were, the first thing they did when they saw that Bobby Kotick was remaining on the board, they was like,
blamed it on Xbox.
Oh, right? Xbox, y'all see all this, that, and the third, and then I commented on something and King Thrash was like, so even if it was true, what would you say about it? And in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I was like, I don't care. I was like, if Bobby Kotick there, and this is just my opinion. Like I'm pretty sure everybody else has a different opinion. But if Bobby Kotick is there before or after the deal, at the end of the day, I'm not going to want to be like, what? Bobby Kotick sitting here? I was like, all right, when are the games coming to Game Pass? That's literally going to be my only. Once that deal closes, that's going to be my first question. When are the games coming to Game Pass and what's exclusive? I don't give a fuck about Bobby Kotick. And so stuff like that, I'm not going to virtual signal or pretend like I care about a lot of these things when I don't. But go ahead.
Bobby is,
let a lot of stuff go through his supervision. I don't know if you knew about it. I would say you would have some kind of
That's
ideal.
that's what we were talking about before the podcast. Was all the, like I said, if any of you, if you and I ever did any of the stuff that was even a tenth of what this guy has done, we'd be out in an instant. You know,
Yeah,
but he's got some type of fucking protection above him that.
Yeah,
they want to keep him.
He's the CEO, and he's cool, and he's cool with the board.
Yeah, but you can get. He ain't the owner of the company. He might be the CEO, but they could kick his ass out of there.
Yeah, he's cool. They're all his friends. That's why
he ain't gonna do it himself.
It's not even a matter on friendship or anything. It's a matter on simply how much stock he owned.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dude owns pretty. That's the reason he got a parachute. It wasn't because people wanted to give him that money. He had the fun. He had the stock that Microsoft needed to get that. Like,
so he's basically selling his shares, basically. So to leave.
The dude owned a lot.
Shares.
He had a lot of Activision shares. A lot of Activision. Just
yeah, it makes sense.
And let's not distract the fact that Bobby Kotick is a piece of shit. So
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna make sure that's out there. That he's 1,000% a piece of shit.
Yeah, he
can rot in hell for all I care.
The funny thing is, I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this, and this is how reason why I look at it. It's like, all right, and I respect how everybody feels, and I told Logan earlier, I was like, dude, I didn't know who Bobby Kotick is before November, dude. Like, I really didn't. So,
which I was like shocked by, but I mean that's like I was like, damn.
The thing is that as much as people hate Bobby Kotick, right? They ain't doing anything that's going to hurt his pockets, right? It's still buying Call of Duty at a high rate. Everybody's still hyped for Diablo and shit like that. Like, so all this stuff that they still going to do that's going to pay him and that paid him over the years, like none of that shit's going to change. So it's really how much is it? And Logan, I'm not basing this off you. I'm just pretty much speaking to the crowd. Like, how much of this is it? How deep is your disdain for Bobby Kotick? How much of a difference does his presence make towards you guys as a consumer of Activision Blizzard products? Like, that's the question I really want to know, because I know people, like I said, wanted to jump to the early conclusion that when he got voted on by his buddies, who just made his buddies, if this deal closes, billions of dollars. That's why they're keeping his ass on the board, because they need this deal to go through and they need to see that money hit their bank. My thing is though, if he stays on the board, at the end of the day, what difference does it make? Because clearly nobody's boycotting video games, right? Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the, like, nobody's boycotting the games that they're putting out.
See, the thing is, it's almost like a double-edged sword, because no matter what any of the consumers do, the employees that work there are going to be the ones that get affected by it. So if you got game sales tank and stuff goes down and revenue goes down, Bobby Kotick ain't going to be losing his pay. They're going to be laying off people, and so you're only going to hurt the workers there that are the ones that's being already damaged and hurt.
Yeah. So
no matter what, it's at a higher level that's outside of us as consumers that needs to take care of Bobby Kotick. You're right. Like, what is us as consumers going to do? Nothing, because if we boycott, if everybody in this world, I ain't buying no Activision games, I'm not subscribing to WoW, whatever, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Bobby Kotick's not going to be the one that gets hurt. Bobby Kotick's going to be the one that is still going to be fine sitting with his $1 million throne over and over again. Everybody that's at the lower levels is going to get booted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all you do is just give justification for Bobby to lay off half the staff because they didn't make it fun. But the thing is I'd rather that direction than the same shit keeps happening over and over again. Yeah. Like, regardless, even if they still have to lay people off, which, there ain't nothing more sympathetic than people getting laid off to get new jobs in the industry. Some might not do it, but there's going to be a lot of doors that open because, companies like Microsoft, Sony, they're more inclined to pick those kind of people up than not, because they know they got laid off and it's not their fault. But if we don't have stuff like this happen, the same status quo is going to continue to happen. So I would prefer people have because of less sales, people get laid off and stuff slowly start to change. Then no one says anything and nothing ever changes.
I'll say, yeah. It's Bobby being in the position he's in. He obviously is affecting the work culture, because if your boss is allowed to do it, you'll feel the need like, oh, it's okay to do it. So like, oh, if my boss is racist, and then I can be openly racist if I'm actually racist. So it's like you fester whatever culture at the head, whatever you find acceptable, other people deem that to be acceptable in the work culture, basically. But in terms of stuff that he's done outside of just being like a piece of shit, it's decisions that he's made in the company, like with Activision itself, like them not like them putting all of their studios
On
for
Call of Duty?
Activision only on Call of Duty. Like
Yo-
literally only on one franchise. It's like, that's insane
Yeah,
to me.
there was
Like
that.
hold on.
I get
Yeah,
that. I get that mindset that it's insane to you, but the money Call of Duty's bringing on me, I ain't gonna lie, I probably did the same shit. Oh, Call of Duty brings how much? Oh, okay. No, what studio's making? Oh, you making? No,
But
you ain't making that anymore. You
the
making
thing
Call of
is,
Duty.
the thing is, like they've had a three tier system, or three studio system, and like a couple of support studios with that for a while. Like they put everyone on it.
Well, they
It's
did
like,
that
it's
because you
insane
gotta
to me.
consider
That's
like
because,
COVID and everything.
Yeah,
And
They
they have so many.
contributed to it. COVID contributed to it, and Warzone contributed to it. The difference is Warzone. Well, there was never a consistent Call of Duty being developed all year long on one title, and that was Warzone. And we've seen with 343 and Destiny, that takes in order to keep that kind of model sustainable, it requires a lot of developers, a lot. Like there was a time where Destiny had like 5 studios making Destiny.
Yeah. The only
All
thing
right.
is,
So
all
right. So well, I'll say, like, yeah, I agree that takes a lot of effort and shit. But I'm saying, like, still, that's his decision, and because of that, you have franchises dying. Like, literally, they didn't make a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 or 4 because they're like,
they
oh,
can that.
And I agree.
they were like,
I-
we the remakes did good, but like, we don't really want to make another one. It's like, why, bro? Those remakes are amazing. And it's
And I
like you
agree.
look at the Crash Bandicoot. You have Crash Bandicoot 4. Like that game, that franchise just seemingly dies now because Vicarious Visions is stuck to making whatever the fuck. So it's
And
like
I
they're just killing their
I do
franchises.
feel like a company
Well-
like Microsoft buying them is very beneficial for those smaller titles because that's like the ultimate putting Game Pass shit. We can fund that. Probably won't cost too much money. We can really get some good creative, like have like Double Fine and stuff. Make especially something like Crash, and they can get those games in there. And I think
I mean, Vicarious can make that. They bring
ultimately,
Yeah, but
you're gonna
Vicarious don't
have-
exist anymore. They
they're
exalted.
part of Blizzard, right?
That was the thing that
no, they can bring them back though.
That was the thing that didn't make sense about
like that. But
the thing that didn't make sense about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is that they canceled it because they only trusted Vicarious Visions to be the one to take control of it, but then they dissolved Vicarious Visions into a Call of Duty studio.
Yeah.
Like, so the
I'm
one
saying,
studio that they had faith in doing it is now just a Call of Duty support.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the deal goes through, they could recreate that studio.
I'd be a waste of time, bro. I
I
wouldn't even bother.
don't see them
That would be
doing
a waste
bro.
of time.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing.
I don't
that,
think they
Bless,
do it
but-
under the recreate the studio. They just have the team make the game. They don't like
Right,
they lost
let
the
me
talent.
Let me give you.
Addict,
Bro,
you
you're,
just, like,
you're
went
going
to
into
oblivion.
the shadow realm, bro.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Let me give you a perfect example. They've said multiple times they regret shutting Lionhead Studios down. So, in that kind of logic, which I'm not like clowning on that logic, I would like for them to bring Lionhead Studio. I feel like it would make more sense instead of making Playground Games have a second studio, a second team, to just bring back Lionhead Studio and assign those developers to Lionhead.
And them team struggling.
Another team of project.
Yeah.
But did they get anybody from Lionhead?
Yeah, a couple people from Lionhead are on that team.
I mean, what's a couple? Like, out of how many people, how many are actually working on it?
And like the important people, because
like 15 of them, 15 to 20 of those developers.
Yeah, everybody but Peter Monalou.
That's the dude that fucked up the franchise in the first place. So.
It seems like I mean, speaking specifically about Fable, it seems like the people that are specifically tailor-made to make RPGs are the people that are like kind of lacking on that team studio. At least that's what it seems like when like that article came out. They were having trouble with development.
No,
well, I thought they were having trouble because of
it wasn't trouble with development. They were in the scale back process. Every developing team has it, where a certain part in the project they start to scale back what the overall ambitions of the project is because some things aren't realistic in a certain time frame. Like every development team has had that concept. Every development team. Yeah. And you just got like an incident where I will think that there is a little bit of a witch hunt going on for Microsoft teams because a couple of their studios aren't functioning right and it's ridiculous. So now you got people looking for any story they can to make it seem like every team is having that issue.
A couple is you're kind of sweeping it under the rug with a couple.
Name how many then.
You're literally sweeping it under the rug. Let's see.
Name them.
Okay, let's see. State of Decay 3, Trouble. We haven't seen it since.
Wait. What was Trouble? What was the trouble?
They were waiting for Unreal Engine 5, right? Unreal Engine 5.
I want to hear the trouble. You said there was trouble. Almost 90% of
the game
Xbox.
Since. The game is in development.
So how's the game in trouble?
We haven't seen the game since.
We haven't seen a lot of games since. We haven't seen Avowed since. We haven't seen the Outer Worlds since. Like, what was the trouble?
Outer Worlds was announced last year as a snippet. Like State of Decay 3, when was it announced? And we haven't heard anything.
You realize it was announced 18 months after the second game came out, right?
And that was when?
The second game came out in 2018.
But still, like, we're talking, what, a year and a half, 2 years?
And we haven't seen...
But when have we ever seen anything that relatively close? A year and a half to 2? Like, I'll give you...
They had a CGI trailer that wasn't even made by that team.
All right, I want to hear the trouble. What trouble are they in? What reports or what trouble that indicates that Undead Labs are in deep shit in the development of State of Decay 3?
It wasn't specifically trouble. It's the fact that they're literally just not producing anything. We're not hearing any talks. What do you mean?
Are we supposed to get like a daily update?
What do you mean? How do I know that?
But
it's
how do you know that?
Crickets. They haven't produced any information about it. That's how I know. Literally, nothing has happened.
Bless. So that means by you telling me this, every game you are remotely interested in, or every studio you're remotely interested in, you have tabs on everything they're working on in up to date updates for those games. That's how it's pretty much supposed to be.
It's not gonna be exactly up to date, but they're gonna release information about the game. You're not gonna pretend like studios don't release information about games.
Yeah, when it's ready.
Even. Oh my god. Yeah. It's not been ready. Like it was announced how long ago? They started working on it how long ago? We haven't seen anything about it. Like, all right.
It was announced as 2020 as a CGI. So
2020
you know what
CGI.
You know what they said right after that CGI? Pre-production. 2 years ago, pre-production. So they ain't close.
Pre-production.
So yeah, I don't call
we
know
they ain't close because they're not even in the 12-month. They're not even in the 12-month showcase. So I don't know when the fuck that game's coming out.
All right. So what else? Who else is in trouble?
Fable.
Why are they in trouble?
Because of the engine troubles. That was literally in the article.
Okay.
I don't mean it's in trouble. They just got to figure it out.
So I wonder, was Guerrilla Games in this trouble when they had to reframe, when they decided, hey, we're going to work on our RPG, even though we just make first-person shooters, we got to tailor our engine to an open-world action RPG. Oh, it wasn't an issue because we have the information. We didn't have the information, so we couldn't make an opinion on it. But because, like,
I know.
So
I know that,
how is
and
that
that's
fair.
Them being them. How is it fair? I mean, considering the releases of the games that Microsoft has put out since, I can see why people would be a little bit timid about future releases.
All right,
I mean,
who else
like,
is in trouble?
you know,
And
like
people
Bleeding
are
Edge,
linking
and you know.
Somebody linked the
Right.
State of Decay dev Undead Labs suffer from mismanagement and toxic culture. No, that's not issues. Everybody's under this whole toxic and I
Mismanagement.
I read that
Mismanagement is
article.
definitely.
I read that article
is-
front to back. It was a load of crap. It was really a load of crap to the point where them dudes literally leaked the article. I was like, yeah, the stuff you're about to get is some bullshit. But go ahead, carry on. That doesn't tell me the game's in trouble.
All right. Well, mismanagement is definitely a case of a problem with the studio. That's definitely Microsoft's main problem is mismanagement.
Mismanagement. Okay. Even though they said this had nothing to do with Microsoft because they're let me see. Isn't that one of the studios?
They keep the work culture the same type shit. That's what you're gonna say.
But the troubles that they had was before. That's before and after Microsoft. That's their team.
And that's the problem. Like you can't just purchase. You can't just have
so
kids and just not allow them.
So the issues
you
did the issues Naughty Dog had internally, right? Was that Sony's problem? Did we?
Yes. That is Sony's problem. Okay. Absolutely.
Because I didn't hear anything about Sony. I just heard about Naughty Dog and all this crunch.
That is absolutely Sony's problem. If you purchase a development studio, their problems are your problems now. That's how shit works.
Okay, but
if I have kids, or if I'm a stepfather, if I'm not fucking being a father, that's a problem. If I'm not being in this kid's life, if I have kids and I'm literally just allowing them to do whatever the fuck they want, that is a problem. You're supposed to be fucking rearing them, growing them, and teaching how to be an adult.
And Bernie Hams is advertising saying Avowed was rebooted twice. So the fuck
that's
what?
Another,
you know how many games has been rebooted?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. You guys take this information and you guys say, oh, this equals problem. Games go through many revisions before they even get to us. It's like, I don't understand why you guys are using this as this. This is some brand new information and this is a problem. As you guys think somebody, hey, I want to make this game. And then it's like, this is what we want in our game. And then I changed my mind. I want this. Oh, we can't do this. I want that. And now that's a problem. As if that doesn't happen with every game in development. It's like you guys they report. I think games and stuff is over-reported. Things are overly reported on because that's stupid.
That's Microsoft. I mean, them motherfuckers just keep reaching out to journalists.
No, you're not. People want to be insiders. Keep just fishing for information. And
I mean, they be getting interviews, bro.
They be putting shit out, and everything sounds like worse than what it is. But I don't care. I don't care if Avowed was rebooted 8 times. When was it rebooted? From what I heard, that was the game that they were working on when that made Phil Spencer want to buy them. So it's been in development for quite a while. So that could have been gone through reboots in 2017 and 2016. Like, come on, you guys sound ridiculous with this stuff.
All right, I wasn't done on my list. Every one I named, you just keep going.
Yeah, because right now, because I thought you started off with weak points. I thought you were going to go with obvious ones. But go ahead.
So State of Decay, nowhere to be found. Fable, development problems, and whatever. Well, yeah, State of Decay also mismanagement, and Fable, development problems. What else? Everwild. That's another studio that's another game made by a studio that they don't even know what the fuck they want to do. And Microsoft is not, handling their child. They're not doing anything about it. Also, what do you call it? The one initiative that are making, what do you call it? The
Perfect Dark. Yeah.
Perfect Dark. Like literally more than half of the studio has left. All that talent just gone back to wherever the fuck they were previously. That's really fucking concerning.
It did.
That was also mismanagement, and also just a lack of fucking direction.
Okay.
It was a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but no one wanted to really have a focused idea. No one wanted to actually, this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
There was not a primary leader. That was the problem with that.
Okay.
So people are like got fed up and just fucking left.
All right, hurry up. I want you to finish your damn list.
Let's see. Yeah, Hellblade 2 is kind of looking spooky. They showed that 2 Game Awards, and like,
what was the CGI and what was gameplay?
How is the game not released yet? It was announced back when the Xbox was announced. Like, what?
It was announced in December of 2019 with the CGI, and then we saw gameplay in December of 2021.
And it's not even in the 12-month. Like, and what I find crazy is people used to make fun of Sony for announcing games too early and them coming out really, really like far off. Like, oh, they announced them like 2 years, 3 years before they're actually going to be coming out. It's like, yeah, that's what the fuck's going on with Microsoft. And then you got Halo 343. Oh, my bad. We weren't supposed to do another 6-month fucking. We weren't supposed to do another 6-month season. Oops, our bad. And also, like, the way they created their engine, where doing small, minute changes within the game is a lot of monotonous work that takes more time than it should. It's like, on top of that game just releasing in the state that it did, in a terrible state. That's what, 6-7 studios already?
All right, so let's talk about this. Okay. All right.
There's probably more out there.
There haven't, but I'll give you this. I'll give you 343.
That's probably
absolutely fair. 343, sure. And I'll give you the Initiative. Sure. Right? I'll give you those 2. But everybody else.
Oh yeah, where the fuck is Compulsion, by the way? They don't exist, I guess.
Business. They're working on their game, minding their business.
They just don't exist. The motherfuckers just playing patty cake. Go on.
So I'll give you those 2 students. You all that talking, you made me forget what the hell I was gonna damn say, man. This is why I can't be on podcasts with people who talk too damn much, because
you were talking so much. You were going on rants when I said one name, bro. I had to get the names out.
This is why interrupting is important, because I lost my train. I should have wrote this shit down. Damn, I had the ultimate freaking comeback. Oh, Rare. Okay, Rare. Here's the thing. You can't say Rare is an issue when they have one of Xbox's most successful live service games in Sea of Thieves. Sure, they have a portion of their team, just like Obsidian has about 4 different teams working on 4 different games. Rare has a couple of teams, and one of them is, keeping Sea of Thieves heavy, and the other team decided they wanted to make the fuck we don't know. I don't call that an issue. That just means like they need to go back to the drawing board, but that's not an issue Rare has. They showed they can release and deliver games and keep content, you know what I mean, up. So I wouldn't count them.
I'll say Sea of Thieves, the way it released, was in a very poor state, though.
I'll
say that.
I mean, yeah,
and that's a problem with.
And that was Xbox pre investment. So hey,
I'll say that's that idea, and that goes into another tangent of like how the Game Pass model has like, what do you call it? Brainwash people in expecting, just because something released in a service, it's fine how it releases, like with Halo Infinite or Sea of Thieves. It's like, just because it releases in the service doesn't mean you can't complain. Doesn't mean that it is sufficient. It's like Sea of Thieves released with like 0 content.
No,
that's not acceptable. And it was $60 if you didn't get that service.
But I mean, it still came out with more content than Overwatch. But let's see. So
eventually, but I'm talking about
I'm talking about Vanilla Sea of Thieves had more content than Overwatch.
Well, okay, I guess, yeah. Because I mean, Overwatch is a multiplayer game where it's like maybe like two modes, I guess. Yes, technically you're right, I guess, but
so the issue, damn, I forget what the fuck I was gonna say. Damn, what were we talking about?
Issues with studios. Their studios. I named Compulsion.
Oh no,
Rare,
I wanted to. You said something about Game Pass. All right. So my thing is the idea of Game. I feel like with Game Pass, you should have developers should be more inclined to deliver something, because at the end of the day, like if we're playing, you pretty much have to have that movie effect, right? If you're not good in 15 minutes of turning, right? It's hard to have that mindset with a game that you just pay $60 for. You have to kind of force yourself through it, right? Whereas Game Pass is like, all right, this shit gotta be good off the rip. Otherwise, I'm going to the next game or I'm uninstalling. That's literally when they put those little tweets out of what games are going to Game Pass. If I see a game that's unfamiliar to me, right, I'll download it, right, and it's like I'll start playing. Like for example, what's that Shadowrun game, right? I was like, I know this shit ain't my style, but it got 15 minutes to get decent before I stop.
15 minutes? It was like 15 minutes is the limit?
Yeah.
Yo, that's why the achievement scores on beating games is so low. It's like, y'all got 15 minutes? That's it?
But yo, let me tell you this though. I can't even tell you which one I started. I think it's probably the third or the second one, right? I started playing, and surprisingly, it had me intrigued within the first 15 minutes. And now I didn't install the game. I was playing through the cloud first. I was like, okay, I'm going to install it so I can see it now in its native form and play it more. Because I was just sitting here chilling, waiting for my wife to get out of the shower. And I'm like, oh, I'm still playing this shit. Okay. And it's not even my type of game. No, I mean, albeit I put the shit on easy because I don't know how to play like those. Was it considered like a strategy turn-based, whatever? You move this guy here, and then he shoots you a couple times, and you take your turn shooting and stuff like that. Like some Gears Tactics type shit, which I gotta learn how to play. That's the only reason why I downloaded it, because I was like, you know what? Let me try to get through a game like this, and then maybe I'll get to Gears Tactics and maybe have a better appetite for a game like Gears Tactics and whatnot. So, but yeah, my bad. Kind of just went off the rock. Yo, what up, Sir Dre the Great? Sir,
yo, what's happening?
How you doing?
Does anybody want to put any money on Smooth not beating that game?
What, Starfield?
No,
Shadowrun?
He ain't beating it. He ain't beating it. I'm telling you right now, this man is not gonna beat Shadowrun. I guarantee you.
Wait. I never played those games. I don't know.
How long are they? I'm pretty sure I could beat one of them. Yo, you know what'd be so clutch? If I could beat a Shadowrun game, right? A Persona game or a turn-based a Japanese RPG game, right? And
I'm not gonna hold you. You're not beating
game,
Persona.
In a Bethesda game, if I can do all those three types of games in 1 year, I'll be accomplished. I would feel super accomplished if I could do that.
I'm not gonna. That reminds me. I'm not gonna hold you, Smooth. You're not beating Persona, bro.
Hell no.
Honestly, like people say that it's not hard, but it was like one of my first JRPGs I actually got into. And it was kind of hard for me. Like, I got stuck at points. And, like, I know if you're going to get stuck, you're going to be fucking furious. You're going to be like, all right, fuck this game. And the game is also longer. It's longer than the regular Persona 5. I beat Persona 5. That was 103 hours. Royale is, like, at least 30 hours more than that. Mm-hmm. So, 130-hour game, and you may get stuck on points where it's, like, you don't have the specific... what do you call it? Characters that you need in order to pass, or the specific abilities. You might just fucking, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
it's a long game, and it can be very frustrating if not done correctly, and especially getting the true ending. The true ending boss was fucking annoying. That was another part where I got stuck, where that boss was pretty fucking hard. I was struggling. So I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
Good luck, but good luck, but
games like that. Who got the? I don't understand why developers do shit like that. Make games
JRP
hundreds of hours. I think that's like a waste of fucking time.
How many hours did you put in Assassin's Creed?
That's different. That's wanted hours that I like.
But people want those hours. What do you mean? Hours for you. There's people that want 100 hours out of a Japanese RPG. So because it ain't the game that you want it to be. But Assassin's Creed, you're like, dude, I'll dedicate my whole entire fucking life. Well, I'm gonna play Or again and sink another 100 hours in that. But fucking Persona, no, that's not wanted hundreds of hours. That's not your 100 wanted.
Yeah,
somebody out there wants it.
Yeah, you kind of bugging with that. Like
that's a bad thing. No. When I say wanted, meaning
it's
not gonna. It didn't require hundreds of hours to beat Assassin's Creed. It was just like I
did. I mean. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is way more than what it needs to.
I admit that, but it's not like a standard 100 hours. But the average time that I get from everybody when they mention Persona is 100 hours, and I'm like, dude, that's not right.
I think you could
That sounds like an
probably beat
error.
it in. You could probably beat it in like 80, but it won't. It will be. You could probably beat it in 80, but it would be kind of hard. You'll need to know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Especially if
and I
you're
don't
trying to
know
get
what
the
fuck
true
I'm
ending.
doing.
Like you'll need to know what you're doing. But yeah, like building up confidants, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking and getting through dialogue, and but people find that entertaining. People like just listening to characters. They're just like developers make them to be like real people. So you're just like listening in and just
100
trying to
hours to beat the game sounds like a fucking error. And I feel like that's like I don't understand. Like I like video games, right? But see, there's certain games. This is why I can't play, and this is where my flaws come out as being a gamer, because I bullshitted my way through high school. I bullshitted my way through college. You know what I mean? I don't understand how, I don't know how I the things that I avoided and was able to make it out of. So when you bullshit your way through like academically, right? When some of these games come out, I'm incapable of playing some games. I'm just incapable. If I'm incapable of playing a game, then I don't consider it a game.
What?
It's not
It's not
work.
a game for you. It don't make it invalid.
Yeah, I think he means it's like a chore. It's a work. I think that's what he means.
Yeah,
Respect my time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Drake.
it's work at that point.
Respect my time. I've been on that wave lately, man.
Hey, you say respect my time. You ass got the fucking what was it? Ghostwire Tokyo Platinum.
And that's what made
respect
me
my time. By the way, y'all niggas be just chasing. Y'all chase platinums even in games y'all don't even fucking really care about.
Hold up.
Ghostwire was nice though.
I fucking love Ghostwire Tokyo. I don't give a shit what you fucking say. I very much enjoyed that game. So yeah, I got the fucking platinum.
Hey Logan, I ain't trying to hear it. You 100%ed Crossfire X. All right.
Listen, that
like exactly. There, you guys, people that chase achievements and platinums, I'm not envious in the slightest. I do not give a fuck, and I love that.
I will give you Crossfire X. That was a trash game, but literally all I did was sit and let that game play and not really play it, because all I had to do was get like 100 matches played. That was it, right? Bro. So but I'll give you that. Yeah, that was a waste of fucking time because they trash. But I really actually fucking enjoyed what I played of Ghostwire Tokyo. That it sucked me into going through and doing everything. Now I will tell you that the collectibles were trash.
Yeah,
absolutely 100% they were trash.
Yeah, I just hear just collectathon. That's all I hear about. Spirits,
but I would say
I
only did that to get the trophy, and of course I did literally everything else in it. So I was just in the process of the stuff that I did. I think I only put a couple hours, dedicating it, getting all the collectibles, but I enjoyed everything else that they had to offer. I did not feel like I wasted my time with that game.
It was just an example, because I know everyone that has gotten the platinum has complained about getting the platinum because of all the collectibles. So it's because bro, y'all really doing this.
Not that it's because of the collectibles. It's how the collectibles are presented. They were just these spirits floating in the map that were randomly across it. And even Dre and I spent multiple conversations trying to figure out how this shit worked.
Y'all trying to figure out, y'all how do we get this platinum?
If you got it was if you got these spirits here, if you took them to this phone booth, would they count towards this place, or would they count towards this place? Dre and I were having conversations about that, about that game in DMs.
Y'all trying to
figure out
the rocket science. Yo, what the fuck? What does this go to?
Yeah, but respect.
But I very much enjoyed Ghostwire Tokyo. Thought it was. I'm sad that it didn't sell well, because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
I know a lot of people didn't. I know Smooth was out there hating on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to beeline the story and just get it through, because it's just so I can add it to my game's beat. But I'm not enjoying that game.
Yeah, the story. The story is not. Yeah, the story is not long at all.
Is that small?
I would say maybe 6. I would give it 5 to 6 for just the main story. If you're just going from main mission to main mission, not doing anything else, it's not a long game. It's what becomes long is when you're doing all the side missions and getting all the side content done. That's where you're.
I don't like the enemy design, the characters in the game. It's just kind of like.
Dude, I love that. I love the enemy. I love the combat. The city design. I very much enjoyed like the city. The enemy designs I really liked. I liked your powers, your movements, I liked the combat. I thought the combat was pretty fun.
The combat was solid.
It was definitely different form of your first person shooters, and I loved like the colors and just how the aesthetic of everything was. And I don't know, man.
I'd rather play Cow the Kangaroo. Speaking of,
man, let's get the fuck out of here.
That game too.
Dre,
Did you get the platinum, Dre?
Yeah, Dre got the platinum.
Of course.
So I'm gonna go for 100%. Is it 60 FPS?
It is. Right. Yeah, it's 60. Yep.
All right, because I'll get it. It's like I haven't bought any games this year, so I figure I got some room to buy Cow and there's another.
I wouldn't buy it full price though.
It's like 30.
You wait till that.
If you can catch it on sale, like
not even for full 30. Not even for full 30. But your platinum did, bro. It was worth the platinum.
So I got it because it was super dry. I mean, it still is, but
that's the.
It was
just
dumb
to give you
dry
guys a heads up. Like this podcast is literally not about Summer Games Fest. It's the fact that Summer Games Fest is so boring. I feel like we got nothing out of it, right?
Nothing substantial.
Right. Nothing substantial out of it. So it's like, bro, like, and I think that's why I'm so down on the year. I don't like you're looking at is what is June 22nd. Who's gonna come out and really surprise? And I'm looking at I look at the calendar. You know how I mean I'm not
looking at these indie games, bro.
I go to the coming soon
indie
section
games
of like the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store, and I'm like, what the fuck? There's nothing that I actually.
Yo, start looking at these indie games. Yo, Atomic Heart, bro. They released 17-minute gameplay. That shit's fire, bro. Like these
coming out though.
It said October. That game looks like BioShock with like Half-Life. The sound design is amazing. Like, bro, it looks so good.
I know Atomic Heart's good. I just don't trust that it's coming out this year.
If it does come out this year, like Atomic Heart is definitely on my watch list for sure.
Yeah, if Atomic Heart, I'll tell you, if Atomic Heart, God of War, and what's this other game? All come out this year. I think my anticipation changes a little bit. Right now, like, did they even give us a date for A Plague's Tale Requiem?
No,
I heard that's coming out tomorrow. Yeah.
No, the release date's coming out.
They're announcing the release date.
I was about to say it. They're making they literally announced. Listen to this. It's so dry out here right now that this studio announced a date that they're going to announce the release date.
Sounds like Atlas.
Like, what the how are you gonna announce a date for a release date? Just fucking say when it's coming out.
Hey, Atlas announced they did a release announcement for a release announcement. All right, so release announcementception.
Oh my god, dude! That's why it's so bad out here.
Don't forget we got Stray coming out next month. We got
dude, Stray. That's the one that I'm excited about. The Stray next month, and then which on the 19th next month you got Stray, and then there's also I'm excited for the Hot Wheels expansion for Forza.
That looks fire, dog.
What about
and they added the campaign,
the Plucky Squire game?
Plucky Squire. Why is that shit sound?
That's next year, ain't it?
Oh,
that coming out next year.
I mean, there's a lot of cool games coming out in October that I'm interested in, but you know
Don't
what's
forget
crazy?
Saints Row. You got
Saints Row is like a toss up. You know what I mean?
I feel like Saints Row might get delayed again.
I'm not getting that fucking game.
I wouldn't mind if it did.
Like,
and there's games on PC, indie on PC there's one that's called Chepang 2. I don't know when it's gonna release, but that game is like, it's like Doom. Well, no, it's like Half-Life mixed with Doom and Max Payne. That shit's fire.
I want that game, but I think that game's coming out in October. Was it the Wild? Was that the Evil West?
Yeah, that does.
Evil West also. Evil West also
looks good. That does that.
See, that's another game.
These indie and
they're not the hype, like the hype
are coming out and putting in all this work this year.
They always put in work. Indies never disappoint.
That Evil West game though is
in terms of a year.
It's $60.
That's $60.
I mean, it looks decent, but you can tell it's a little bit budgety. So that must be 60 must be the new 50 or 40 because that's crazy.
Get it on a
go ahead.
Get it on a key site, bro.
That's true.
Oh,
All
here.
right, just get it on the key site. 40, 45.
You want to hear something crazy? And this is gonna hurt. I think Stray is gonna be like the last game I buy for PlayStation this year.
Oh, my
And I'm not
Bro,
even buying it. I'm getting out of
buying
PS
it,
Plus.
yeah.
I'm getting out of PS Plus.
Oh,
This is assuming if God of War doesn't come out.
yeah.
If God of War doesn't come out, I'm not. There's no. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
You're not getting
That's true.
Forspoken?
I'm
That's
getting that
true
on
for me,
PC.
too. He's gonna be.
I
on
think
PC.
Forspoken's gonna get delayed.
What?
I
Oh
think
man, you getting it on PC?
No, bro, they
dog.
say it supports Xbox
Wow.
achievements. So I was like, oh, okay. Easy.
Oh yeah. I was talking about that on my podcast again about that, and yeah, I'm just gonna double tell you, just hope for the best with that port, because
Yeah, I know
Microsoft versions of games is usually terrible. So I'm gonna hope and pray for you, brother. But yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if that got delayed too, though.
You wouldn't.
I think
It looks
Forspoken's
like it
gonna
needs
get
a
delayed.
delay.
It does look like it needs a delay. Yes, it does.
I mean, so if God of War doesn't come out, right? The biggest release is it Last of Us Part 1 or is it Horizon
Call of Duty?
West? No, for just play exclusive. Just
Last of Us Part 1 is coming out September 2nd.
September 2nd, and that's like, and now my beef with this is that, this is Xbox show, but the thing is, I will get it if it's coming to PC day one. I will buy it, but I'm not buying it for $70. We're gonna have to find some sort of workaround, right?
Key site, bro.
So if if the game releases day one for PC, which I'm hoping it does, I will get it. But as it stands, if it's coming out for PlayStation 5 and it's going to be delayed for PC or at some later date for PC, and it's at $70, I want to play it, but I'm not doing it for $70. And the crazy thing is, when did I have my Last of Us challenge? Well, damn, this is already.
It was like a couple of years ago. It's been a couple of years ago.
Go yeah, because I did the Last of Us challenge, and then the Last of Us 2 came out immediately right after.
Yeah.
And so I was Last of Us out. So it's not. I don't mind playing the game because I know it's literally the Last of Us 1 with Last of Us 2 graphics. So it's like, but the thing is, I think asking 70 for it is a little bit like overzealous.
Crazy.
And so that's why I was like, I don't need the game day one. Like I'll wait. Bundle that.
I guess
shit with
I was on that same boat.
know.
I'm on like get that on Black Friday. Like that's gonna be a Black Friday sale for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at the hustle, but it's just like, damn, dude.
It's
I
all.
would just
it's
hope
the fact
they have a drastic change. Like, I mean, I know, graphically it looks great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the gameplay, from what I get from it, is supposed to be like incorporating some Last of Us 2 gameplay,
Yep.
right? So
Some mechanics in there.
and they said they reworked some animation. So I mean, I'm not too.
Is
I mean,
that
I
worth the
get
$70?
I get what y'all saying, but I'm not too mad at it though. If like they went kind of above and beyond, like if you look at that comparison with Tess, you know, and that little snippet that they throw out,
graphically it looks better.
that
but
shit
she
looks kind of
fucking
crazy.
ugly.
I still would
Ugly.
like.
She looks ugly. I don't like her.
know.
I don't like
I
how
feel like they
the
put in
character
work
looks.
with that. So
I don't know if it's just me, but I like the OG character models better than the
Yeah,
last.
they
like
visually they look
I
better
did
and they
not
fit
like
more
how
of the
Tess
art
looked.
style. Yeah.
I
yeah,
don't.
like I get. I
She
get
looks like an old
Tess
grandma now, but I
She
mean, she
is
is
old.
old. She is
She
old, but she
old.
looks unappealing. It just
She
look.
is
She look ugly,
old.
and then Tommy looked like a crackhead. Like
Tommy
shit.
looked like
Yeah,
how he
they
looked
did
in
Tommy
the
dirty in
Last
that.
of Us 2.
I know, but they just. But the comparison is like right there and there. It's like, bro, he looks like a crackhead. He really looked like this Last of Us 2. That's what you feel like. It's like, bro, he looks like a crackhead.
It looked fire to me, man. Like just the facial animation, the facial structure of the shit looked fire to me.
Yeah, graphically, it's an upgrade. It's just I visually speak or like aesthetically speaking, the motherfuckers
Like-
look ugly.
Yeah.
That's basically. But yeah, like my biggest problem is no factions in the game. So
Well, I mean,
they're leaving out half.
You gotta forgive them for that because it's like
I know.
they're doing.
I'm not forgiving them.
You know, they're doing the big revamp. For,
Yeah,
you know,
but is it
2023.
I'm-
gonna
no,
be free to
no,
play, or
no.
Are they going to make you pay
Yeah.
for it? Is it going to be free to play? Or they're gonna
That's a
make you
good
pay for it?
question.
Right,
That's
yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
$1 million
yeah, yeah.
question.
So no, I'm not gonna forgive them for that on multiple aspects because one, I guarantee you, the new factions is not going to be the same as factions 1, so it's not even going to be like the same type of component.
What if it's better though?
I mean, it could be better, but it's still not the same.
I mean, that would be the
like it's like saying.
But if you wanted the same, I mean, I'm assuming
like
you're
saying,
still playing factions now, and if you wanted to be the same.
Hold on, that's like saying, oh, Gears 1 got remastered and it didn't have its multiplayer, but Gears 2 is multiplayer. Well, that's a bad comparison because they're not exactly they're pretty similar in terms of multiplayer. But whatever I'm trying to you get what I'm getting at. It's like, you're getting multiplayer, but it's not going to be the same though. I want what I want. And it's like it's that, and also the aspect of Sony
but you
just
can
like
still play what you want though. Like right now, you can play what you want to play. Like you can play the factions with the remastered edition.
Yeah, but I'm like, I want to play it with the new
pretty graphics,
the new gameplay aspects. No, the new gameplay aspects. It's gonna be refined gameplay, refined movement, right?
Yeah,
so
but that's what the 2023 joint is for. Like just
but it's not going to be like the way they're describing it. The way they're describing it, it may be play like the Division. It's not going to play like, oh, I'm going to be in a multiplayer map and go.
That might be kind of
4v4
though.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. Jerry.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to have your matchmaking and everything, but just think about like you can go to other factions and maybe try to take over their faction or take over their camp or whatever. That might be kind of heat though. You never know.
I'm not saying that it's going to be bad. I'm saying that they should have added what was in the original game.
It might still be there, just in matchmaking.
No, he's talking about the Last of Us remake.
Last of Us remake.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
They took.
No, I'm talking about in the game, in the Last of Us remake. I'm not talking about in factions too. I'm talking about within Last of Us remake.
Hey man,
get up. That's half the game missing. That's what I'm saying. And also the fact that I'm not gonna be apologetic about it is because also they took out the multiplayer for the Lost Legacy collection, or the Lost Thieves collection. Like they took out half the game. They did. And I'm not, when that comes to PC, I'm not buying that shit because they took out half the game.
They're selling it for you. Wait, what do you mean they took out half the game?
Multiplayer. Like when they did the Lost Thieves collection with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, they took out the multiplayer.
Oh, so multiplayer's not.
I'm not buying that shit.
You gotta play the PS4 version.
Oh.
And it's like I'm not buying that shit. It's like what the fuck.
Okay.
But that I'm not giving them a pass for giving me.
How much is it gonna cost? I plan on buying that game when it comes out.
I mean, it released on PS5 for like $50.
Well,
but like
I don't think it was enough of an upgrade on PS5.
$10 right now.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, it's $10 upgrade.
The 60 frames and 120 frames was.
No, I don't think it was much of the upgrade because isn't it? It's not a traditional upgrade because it's not running at 4K 60.
It's 4K 30, 1440p, 60, and then 1080p, 120.
Yeah, nah, I'll take my chances on PC.
It'll probably have higher graphics on PC, of course, but yeah, I played multiplayer. I played Last of Us. I was a level on PS3. I was a level 367 on multiplayer, and I was a level 100 and something on PS4. So I put hundreds of hours in the game, and I played a lot of private matches too. That doesn't count that. So I put hundreds of hours in that fucking game.
Yeah.
Well, PlayStation doesn't like redoing their multiplayer.
I have a right to be mad
with these remakes and shit. But
yeah.
But I
don't know, man. I honestly think they just because they're doing they're getting ready to gear up for these live services, and they bought Bungie, and I think they're just about to for the multiplayer tip. I think they're just about to focus on that. You know what I mean? And call it a day with that. Which I'm excited to see what they got.
I mean,
up.
I hope it's just not trash, bro. I just hope that those live service games are not trash, because then it would be
I think they're gonna be cooking up something. I don't think any of those games that they're working on is gonna be bad. You know what I mean? It's like PlayStation. They know how to leverage the stuff that they have. One
of those.
I just never been the biggest fan of the games, the multiplayer portions of their games. So like,
fair enough.
That's why you don't hear me like really complain much about them. But we'll see what happens.
You at least not acknowledge that they exist. Some people literally don't acknowledge that. Oh, what? Uncharted had multiplayer? No one gives a fuck about that. Or Last of Us had multiplayer? No one gives a fuck. Yes, people fucking do. I was playing Uncharted 2 multiplayer. I was finding matches in like 2015. Literally. In 2015. I have a friend that was literally playing Uncharted 3 until the servers died. Literally, people fucking like their multiplayer games.
Yeah.
So it's like
Uncharted 4 multiplayer was decent. It was decent.
Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst out of them. It was the worst out of the bunch. But like the fact that they are like, it's not in the collection, it still pisses me off.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, it's like people that are like disingenuous, like, oh, Sony doesn't need multiplayer games or shit. Like, I hate those people. I fucking hate those people. Like, oh, people don't care about their multiplayer games. Yeah, that's why you can right now fucking boot up Last of Us Remastered and fucking find a match in 10 seconds. Yeah, people don't care, right?
For sure.
The fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but there I would say like, so just to pretty much overall as far as summer game fest is, I know they announced Gamescom. A lot of people are not showing up to Gamescom. I don't know if Xbox is showing. Are they showing up to Gamescom, Logan?
I didn't see.
I think they only revealed who
wasn't
going.
Yeah, I know PlayStation isn't. They announced that they're not going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, so my thing is, right? So PlayStation had their showcase or their state of play. Xbox had their showcase and whatnot. Summer Game Fest is pretty much over. Like I said, there's still a big question mark on God of War, and then PlayStation typically does a show in September. We don't know what's going to happen there. But overall, just looking at the year, right? Like every year, you can point to a game and says, "All right, this is the big game of the year, or at least of the holiday." Well, we know the biggest game of this year was Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just at this point by default, uncontested. But like during the holiday, you'll be like, okay, this game's gonna come in. This is gonna like contend. This is gonna nominate. You know what I mean? Get nominated, or is this gonna be that game that everybody buys this fall? Outside of Call of Duty, I don't see what's that it game this year
for the fall
for the second half, because all the games are pretty much all the big games that were announced that's going to release. They're you can pre-order, right? So all the whatever big game that's coming out this year is already available to pre-order. And
yeah, basically. I mean, for me, the big game for me is going to be Callisto Protocol. Another indie game.
That game looks so good. Oh.
Another indie game.
That
game that's definitely like the best thing I saw from Summer Games Fest, in my opinion.
And it has one of my favorite actors as the main character.
Who's that?
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, look who that is.
Oh, Harry Potter also, I guess.
Yeah,
Hogwarts
Legacy is like my big one that I want.
Yeah, that's a good pick for a big game.
Everything that they've shown, like the detail of that world, I think is gonna be insane.
Hogwarts is going to be huge.
It's going to look it's going
crazy. To sell like crazy, man.
So Hogwarts Legacy is like, okay. I forget about that because after that reveal, I saw some clips on Twitter here and there. Have they had like any follow up coverage?
They haven't had coverage. Just some of the developers just been putting out like small things. Like hell, they even showed like a bug that they found in the game that they're addressing, but they shown like some people like running around like robes on, and they did like a character like
them
one today.
Yeah, they were
like that shit looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yo, I meant to ask you, Dre, what you thinking about that Lego Brawl?
I heard you talk about that on Weapon Wheel.
Yes,
I don't know what that is.
I didn't. It's like Lego Super Smash Brothers, bro.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna check that out. I did not see that announcement. Lego Brawl.
Lego Brawl. Like, so that it's I guess it's a take on Super, but it's Legos. It's Lego games.
Right. Yeah.
But it's take on Smash Brothers. It's like a Smash Bros, but in the Lego universe.
I mean, like, are they incorporating like like Batman and Superman and all the
no, that's
Legos
a good question,
movies
bro.
And stuff. And
that's a good question. Because that would
build their own Lego. That might be kind of lame.
The intrigue behind it, right? If they leverage the IPs that they had licensed to, right? That would make sense. I gotta look more into it because I just saw it literally appear on the store, and then I saw a trailer for it like 2 days after, and that was after I talked about it on Weapon Wheel. So that's why I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, man, there's a lot of these like games that come out. There's this game called Steel. What the fuck is it called? It's like this. I guess it's like a Dark Souls game, dude. And
I know what you're talking
girl's
about.
Like, she's like she's like Edward Scissorhand or some shit like that. Like the main character, or she's like a doll or some shit like that. But it looks like crazy, like dark fantasy. Look like something Compulsion would make, bro. Which I don't know why I thought Compulsion when I saw the game, but it's coming out and it just like showed up on the store. I saw some gameplay of it, and you could tell it got like Dark Souls like type vibe on there. So I think there's gonna be a lot of sleepers, right? A lot of the games that are coming out this year would be like those sleepers that came out in like previous years. You know, like, you know, when Plague's Tale came out the first time, it was a sleeper. When Dying Light came out for the first time, it was a sleeper. When I'm trying to think, those games when Shadow of Mordor came out, right? It wasn't like the biggest game everybody was looking for. It just like, it was suffice, right? For the appetite. I feel like there's a lot of those type of games coming out this year that would fit in a good year that's packed with AAAs. You find this one gem. Now we're getting like these gems that they're like kind of so like this could either be trash or this could be great. and that's what I'm seeing a lot coming up in the games that's coming out. Shout out to Jamie. Can't believe he's in the he's actually in the chat. He says, shout out to Planet Xbox. Gotta pull up on y'all one of these days. Oh yeah, J-Main's finally available. I know. I mean, been doing press start all these years. I know they closed the curtain on that, and Kofi's been doing some things that I've been checking out lately. But yeah, I've been wanting to know where everybody else is. Alex Doing his thing, and you know, Jack Move is still on Weapon Wheel. So that answers the question for J-Main. J-Main, you are welcome to come on at any point in time. So yeah, please hit me up. Shout out to J-Main. But yeah, man.
What's happening, J-Main?
I don't know, but like, what is everybody like playing though right now? Because like,
I just started.
You like Surgery. You're cheap at this point. I literally just stopped looking at your fucking tweets.
I gotta catch up with Logan, dog.
That shit was getting me upset, bro.
He still keeps on getting. He still thinks he's gonna catch up to me, and then I'm like, nope.
So right now I'm playing Shredder's Revenge. Like I literally just got to the second level.
Fire.
Yeah, that's really good.
Fire.
I do want to do a real co-op run, and I think I messed up my gameplay. And you let me know how the achievements and the trophies work. Cause I got like 500 gamer score out of 1,000. But the thing is, I started my shit with I get these turtles mixed up. I started out.
What color?
Which color?
I started out with purple.
Donatello, baby, let's go.
And then I end up going with orange.
Michelangelo.
And then I end up finishing up with, I think, Donatello. So I kept switching. Do you get like a different ending per player? Or
yes,
what?
you do. Yeah.
Okay,
So I think there's 7 endings.
Okay, so I might have effed up one of my playthroughs by doing that because
I think it will only matter what you end in.
Okay. So I gotta play, and I unlocked the other dude, obviously, you know, the
Casey Jones
and whatnot. So I started a second playthrough with him, but I'm down to do co-op with anyone, like, you know what I mean. And
this game needed freaking crossplay, man. Like
it has it, just not for PlayStation.
I forgot you got rid of the Xbox and you wanted to go all of those PlayStation.
It has crossplay.
Yeah, on Xbox I can play with my kids and my mother-in-law and my wife and somebody.
And that's some bullshit on PlayStation too, because they charging full price for a GIMP version. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
That's some BS, man.
That's
only
Sony. That's Sony being
players,
Sony, bro.
When they advertising 6 players, that's a load of bull.
Sony being prima donnas, like, oh, bro.
Yeah, but
no,
crossplay.
It would have been funny if they had a trophy to like use all 6, have a 6-player co-op.
That
shit, bro.
That would be OD.
Like, bro, that shit would be funny as fuck if the platinum was locked behind having a 6-player co-op session. Oh man,
that would be crazy.
That'd be funny.
That would be fucked up.
OD.
Yeah, I don't get. I mean, because I remember the PS3, you can do 7 players. So I don't know what happened.
I forgot.
Why
They were the
regressed
first one to
from
kind of
that.
go all like. Yeah, PlayStation was the one where you can go beyond. Was that the first console where you can go beyond like 6 players or 4 players without the multi-tap and shit like that?
I think so.
I thought the 360 did that too, or am I thinking of the Xbox?
The 360, no, Xbox One. 360 had up to 4 because I remember each icon around the ring.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, correct, Sean. Yes, so 6-player online, but not local. So that on PlayStation, but still, it's still a GIMP version though.
Yeah, because no crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I have no idea what the situation with that is. I just keep making the jokes like, oh, them being pre-Badons. Because you know how they were like, we don't want crossplay. Like, you have to pay for our crossplay type shit. Remember? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But remember,
I don't know what the situation is.
Are developers still required to give PlayStation a cut every time they enable crossplay? That could be, I mean, because the people that made the Ninja, I'm pretty sure it's a smaller studio, right?
Yeah, it's an indie studio. They're just published by Konami.
And Konami themselves is pretty cheap, even though I rank them higher than Square
Which is
Enix.
crazy to see even a game being published by Konami in 2022.
I can't believe you fucking Smooth. You were so mad. You were so mad. You were so mad. I can't believe you said that, bro. They made Metal Gear. What is that game? The last Metal Gear that came out, where you had to pay. You had to pay for save slots. What the fuck? What?
That's crazy.
What type of game?
I never played Survive because that was an abomination of the name. So
I know someone that fucking played that game. I honestly.
Are they still alive today?
I have no fucking clue. the fact that he said that he enjoyed it.
Metal Gear
I can't.
So many times.
I don't know what to say.
I almost bought that game a couple of times.
Wasn't it on Game Pass? Like I believe it was.
Was it?
I could have sworn it was on Game Pass.
I don't know. I haven't heard shit about that game for a while.
What game?
Yeah,
Metal Gear Survive.
Nobody wanted it. A game that literally nobody asked came out.
Yeah, that game was so fucking bad.
It didn't even have a fan base like at all. There was that game is not for anybody. Nobody wanted it.
Yeah, I don't know. But
hey, Smooth, how you liking premium, big dog? Talk to me.
Oh, PlayStation Plus, you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
To be real, like I've only played I didn't play. I've been playing Shadow Warrior, but I think I could have always have access to Shadow Warrior because it was wasn't it? Wait a minute, hold on.
It was part of PlayStation Now.
It was part of PlayStation Now, so technically, no, I wouldn't have access to that. So I played that. I wanted to play that because I had interest in the game. The game didn't come to Game Pass, and I didn't buy it for $50. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use this, and then the next game I was gonna jump into was I was gonna try a little bit of Death Stranding, but after I'm gonna beat Shadow Warrior. That's no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm beat that game, and I think
He ain't beating it. I'm telling you right now.
Shadow Warrior.
That's like a 3-hour game.
Shadow Warrior. You beat that.
No.
I think it's Shadowrun.
No, Shadowrun.
My bad.
I'm beating one of those games. Right.
I know you're overwhelmed. You're not used to having 700 plus games. I know Game Pass ain't giving you that option.
But they did. Why did they remove?
They removed so many games.
But it's still 700 though.
So the next game I'm playing is Stray.
They probably removed a lot of fodder. To be honest,
I'll do that. I'll do Stray.
They removed their own Killzone trilogy from the PlayStation category.
Oh, yeah, that's garbage.
And Metal Gear Solid 4. What the fuck?
Wait, they removed that?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 is not in premium anymore.
So there, okay. Only way to play it
PS3
or PC.
Games,
yeah,
like we talk so much shit on streaming. Now y'all mad that they taking away streaming.
Well,
games?
because that's the only way that you can play.
Isn't that what's
unless
it's the fact that they took away games that now like you have no modern way to play it other than you
go buy a PS3.
Yeah,
or emulate it.
Or emulate. Like, right. A lot of people don't do that.
That's true.
See, the thing is like, all right, so
the
PlayStation Plus is like, I'll get more benefits of the new games coming out, right? Or if I wanted to, if there's a third-party game that came out that I played on Xbox that I liked so damn much that I'll play it again on PlayStation, like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I could see myself playing that again, but on PlayStation this time, stuff like that. But right now, I mean, it's like it's a cool service. I mean, like
it's decent. It's pretty decent.
I do got a bone to pick with some PlayStation people though, because I saw everybody hyping up Siphon Filter getting trophy support, and I feel like I'm the only person I've seen who's gotten the platinum for it.
Nobody else played it.
People
Nobody
forgot
else.
that the game was made before there was analog sticks.
Exactly.
Man, let me tell you what.
No,
Listen. I went through. I did everything in that fucking game, and I got the platinum trophy. All right,
No.
but you said no.
And I said, dog, like nobody. Listen, man.
But there was all these people hyping up, like, oh yeah, PlayStation trophies in PlayStation games, and then you got a 1.9% completion for fucking platinum.
I'm not
Which
gonna
then you
hold
got
you.
from the group of people out here that hype up percentages all the fucking time.
1.9?
Not gonna hold
That's
you,
for the
Logan.
platinum, though. That's for the platinum.
But come on, dog.
Wait. Hold on. Not gonna
I
hold you,
highly
Logan.
doubt
I
they
haven't.
make the platinum hard to get on a game like that, right?
The thing is, I haven't been seeing people play and beat these old PlayStation games though.
Well, no, but that's what everybody was hyping up though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I haven't seen anyone.
I did see a
like,
few,
do that.
you know.
I've seen a screenshot of Ape Escape, but that's it. Not
I know,
like usually the people that I see that like beat a game, they'll show like the the credits or something.
Drake.
I haven't seen none of that.
I know you said all right. I know that the platinum trophy was at, I think it was like 1 something. Beating all the missions is only at 2.6.
Oh damn!
And from a group of people that just sat out there and compared TMNT percentages from achievement, like from the achievement, on the Xbox side to the PlayStation side, but they ain't out here looking at their own shit.
Hey man,
I'm just saying. I'm out here. I got mine.
never one advocating to play these old games. My whole thing is with this PlayStation, with this new situation with the PlayStation Plus, is that they got to get these third-party games, like, and not just old third-party games that they're gonna be going throwing in from month to month. Like, they got to get these new releases with these third-party games, man.
I think that's what's gonna make the service very compelling. Like,
exactly, that's what's gonna make it compelling. I personally speaking, to me, like, at this point, it's like you kind of wasting my time if you're not trying to draw big third-party games into this service. You know what I mean? So they gotta do that because they making this new PlayStation Plus to be some hot shit. I mean,
what
you can't be that much hot shit with just throwing in these old third-party games. From month to month. I mean, that's cool. I'm not knocking that. You know what I mean? But like TMNT, that should have been in PlayStation Plus. Like that was
right.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm pretty sure there's
gonna
be games that launch in both services like day and day, right? You think that's possible?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Probably. What I'm gonna find interesting? Stray is only exclusive for like on PS Plus for the highest one, premium, right?
The next two tiers.
It's in extra and premium.
It's not in essential.
No, it's not in essential. Essential is just your PS Plus $60.
So yeah,
extra is $100 tier, and premium is $120 tier.
So I'm gonna find that interesting how that's gonna progress because previously PS Plus regular $60 you get two games and they would have like some like the biggest indie games are released in there, Rocket League, Fall Guys. So it's like
you're probably gonna see that go down.
That is gonna be only that's only gonna be in the higher tier ones now.
That's what happened.
Sure about that.
That's what happened with Gold.
Yeah.
When you look at Gold used to have actually really good quality. Now everybody advocates to get rid of it because the games that they put in it's
trash because of Game Pass.
Because you have Game Pass on the side that fills what you need on it. Yeah. So I 100% believe that the quality of PlayStation Plus games will go down.
And then the PlayStation guys are gonna be like, but higher PS Plus.
Oh,
the higher
right. That's
like, they're gonna do the same thing that Xbox guys do when they were like, but Game Pass. Why am I worried about games for gold? Yeah, but Game Pass. They're gonna say, but PS Premium. Yeah, exactly. The same shit's gonna happen.
It's gonna take a minute because it's not not everybody's transferred over to right away. But the second they get enough people that subbed on the other tiers, they're gonna shit all over Essential.
Yep.
Why would they invest in that at the bottom tier? They'll give you
only the good games are going to be in the higher tier.
You're
shit,
gonna
though,
start
Jerry.
getting repeats. You're gonna start getting repeats.
But
Yeah,
if you also think about it, they kind of already did with Essential. You used to get what 4 games a month, right?
It was
3 to
6.
4.
I mean, it was
and
actually 6.
now it's only down to 2. So they've already gimped it.
Yeah.
To be fair,
yeah.
To be fair, I personally feel like they went the direction that Now wasn't doing the greatest, and they took that Now service and they split it into 2 other services, and they're essentially, if you want like everything that PlayStation Now had to offer, I do feel like you have to pay more money than you did for just having Now. Like now,
it's absolutely more money.
Well, I mean, it depends
because you're paying for PS. You have to pay for PS Plus now basically.
I guess it depends.
They're not giving the option to buy it separate anymore.
Yeah.
It depends on what you use PlayStation Now for, because
I get that.
Extra was only PS4 really games, right? Or that's what Extra is now.
Right.
It doesn't
PS4,
have
PS5.
it doesn't have PS3 or PS2 or PS1 games.
Correct.
So that is where your premium's at.
Yep.
Probably the bulk of the people on PS Now were probably already only at that extra tier. So if that's what they were using, they honestly are probably saving money because they're only spending $40 extra a year to get that versus what 60.
Well, I agree, and I don't think it was a lot of people that just had Now. Keep in mind, PlayStation Now, you could play the multiplayer games in PlayStation Now without having Plus. So I don't think it's a lot of people, but I will say that what was the point in merging them? I feel like they're just naturally making you pay for Plus, and then they're adding more tiers onto Plus to make you get other stuff. And if you get Now with Plus, you're still getting it cheaper because it was 10 and 10. $10 for Plus and $10 for PlayStation. Now you can get both of them for $18 a month instead of the latter. And I think this is going to do better in general. And I personally feel like it is a Game Pass competitor because I don't think that most people subscribe to these services aren't because of those day and date games. It's an incentive, but it's a future one that people aren't benefiting right now. People subscribe to these services for the library and the catalog they have access to the moment their money goes through.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think the first party joints is the compelling reason to get Game Pass?
I didn't say it's not compelling. I said that for those games you have to wait.
Like the main
for
attraction.
them.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah,
I meant.
you have to wait for those games. Like at any time, someone that isn't a fan of doesn't really have access to a lot of games. I mean, you got to look at it. Right now, you could go into a store, buy an Xbox Series S, and leave with a month of Game Pass, and you have access to however many games is in Game Pass currently. It's good value. And I think you're seeing that with PlayStation Now as well. That's look, there's a lot of people that didn't play God of War. They didn't play these games that's in these subscription services. All they have to do is buy PlayStation 5, and they already have access to that catalog of games. I think that's the value. Now, we could talk about the first party. That value comes in later on, but you have to have sometimes multiple months of that subscription to get that value. But at any time, I could go on Game Pass and be like, yo, what's there to play? I'm bored. I could just scroll through there and find something. I feel like that's the value. The day and date games, that is definitely part of the value, and that's a huge part of it. But the fact that you have access to that many games, I feel like that's the biggest value of it all. And that's why I do feel the PlayStation Plus is a competitor to Game Pass. Now, if Sony don't have to put their own stuff, but they're going to have to at least get competitive on indies. Those indie games, they need to be that.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah,
they need to be competitive with them.
And like I said, and it got to be the day and date releases too, in my opinion. They got to start coming out with the.
And they've already had a couple third parties, right? We did have Shadow War. That it might not have been a big game, but guess what? It was day one.
I wonder if they're going to get MLB The Show in here now.
And then you do have
that would be
Strays. I think is a big thing though too. Because I mean that's a highly sought after title that people want, and it's going to be
a cat lover.
That's kind of like your incentive right there to sub to that tier. I mean, honestly, that's why I did. because I upgraded and I got 6 months of the new PS Plus or now whatever premium for $30, and that's the price of Stray just to buy it standalone right now on Steam. If you look.
I'm just curious. Does MLB The Show 23 launch day and date in the PlayStation Plus next year? Now that they have a competitive service,
Maybe. Damn well, it better.
Maybe. If it doesn't, that'd be funny. Honestly, it'd be funny if it doesn't.
That wouldn't be a good.
I'll give PlayStation Plus this. I think their UI and their subscription is sexier than Game Pass. It looks sexier than Game Pass. It does.
PlayStation UI, well, the PlayStation Store and the premium UI, hot garbage.
You're saying that. See, when I look at it, well, because I don't know, I think it just has this glossy look.
Like there's no structure.
Whoa, this looks cool.
To me, there's no structure to it. Like I like the way that the PS4
it's curated
did it.
enough for you. Like it's not.
I mean, like
it's just a list of games, or you just feel like
it's not that it's. Like things are hard to find, but it just looks messy. You know what I mean? It looks sloppy. Like things are just they look like they're just like all over the place. But I like the way the PS4 had the tabs, right? And you know where you're going, know what you're about to get into. I mean, it has that on the PS5 too, but I don't know. It just looks messy to me, like just a big blah. They need to like tighten it up or something, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, but speaking the original topic of what we've been playing, I've been playing the Gears.
I've been watching you. Aren't you cheating though? You're not playing them. You're not playing the natural.
Cheating?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it's called. I'm emulating it. I don't know.
Why do
cheating.
you need to? If you got the games available on the fucking plat, why do you need to emulate it?
No, they're not. They're not on PC.
Some of them
not all of them, though.
Some of them.
I'm playing the trilogy. That only one is on PC.
Man, you get an Xbox Series S for like 20% off.
Why would I buy an Xbox when I can emulate them with the hardware I have?
Because it's garbage.
This is. What do you mean? Like this is. I want to own. You don't understand. I want to own one platform.
Bro, you can.
That's it. That is my ultimate goal. Is to own one platform.
I understand and respect that to a degree because owning every platform is completely overrated and unnecessary at times, right? I get that, but damn, dude, I would have literally shipped you my Xbox Series S so you can play the trilogy. All you had to do was ask.
I'm good, little bro. I'm okay. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm fine with just emulating them. Like I'm fine with it. Like I guess you are. But
Smooth, how are you not okay with it when you were just on a tangent about pirating games?
Hey,
yeah, you
were saying that. You can't. There's no difference.
You were saying that.
One thing's okay, but the other's not. It's the same thing.
No.
What do you mean, no? I need some explanation. It ain't some dumb fucking buffoonery over here.
Oh,
hold on.
No. You can't say onesie up better because
I said
it's your precious Xbox.
Here's the thing.
And you can't say that and then go on a tangent about how you're going to pirate the next fucking Final Fantasy 7 on PC.
I said, right?
And you said, what was your quote? That's the beauty of it?
Yes, I said pirate.
That's the beauty?
I was going to pirate the fuck out of the game.
But when it's Gears of War, you're like, hey, I'd send you
Hold on. Let's be real here. When Smooth gets emotional on Twitter about some stuff that he doesn't feel like anything out his mouth is fair game to him. So,
but what I'm hearing is, it's just, I'm calling it out. I ain't gonna say that. Calling that shit out. That's buffoonery.
Are you earning achievements or anything like that?
No, I mean there's like in-game challenges, but I don't. Really
That's
care.
lame.
I don't. But you missed the part where I don't give a fuck about achievements. I just want to play the game I play the game to enjoy the game. I don't give a fuck about achievements, bro. I play the game to enjoy it.
You just wasting electricity.
How is it a waste if I'm enjoying my time? That doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying, like
I don't need digital knickknacks or like a digital badge to show other people. Like I'm enjoying the game.
Can't play
That's what matters to me.
I can't play games in 2020s and not be rewarded for my hours.
Hey,
Absolutely
that's you.
not. I will do no such thing.
That's you, bro.
I do feel
I don't
that
care.
I do feel that when it comes to the piracy thing, like, look, like, never going to tell someone to pirate, you know. But I also I feel like the only time I would find it acceptable to pirate something, like 100%, not the person's fault, is like companies like Nintendo and stuff that make it so hard to get a hold of like older games, and they know it's demand, they refuse to reprint them, and then you got like the used market just going crazy. And it's just like, I don't blame those people. Now, if you over here like pirating brand new games that just popped out, then I feel like, you know, at that point, blessed, can you really have a whole lot of opinion on the state of the gaming industry when you're literally affecting the gaming industry? Like, I'm kind of curious on that. Like, it kind of contradicting if you talk about like things that you don't like about the gaming industry, but you're literally pirating the games and probably like the core lifeline for the gaming industry by not paying devs for their hard work. I know that that's not like a tag at you. I'm just kind of curious your response.
That's fine. I mean, I have a few reasons why I pirate games. Typically for Nintendo, I honestly just fucking hate that company. So fuck them. I truly fucking hate that company. So
I love them enough to buy or play their games.
Yeah, but they never get my money.
They
never get my money though.
When I threatened to pirate Square Enix games and stuff like that, it wasn't to play them. It was just to do it and not play.
But that's the idea. Hold on, Logan, hold on. Like smooth, you doing it just for the hell of it makes no fucking sense to me. That makes no sense to me. You don't want to enjoy the game. You don't care about the game. You're just downloading it to waste bandwidth. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense.
Someone cut Smooth's internet.
Like you're just wasting bandwidth and your time at that point. But it's like I don't like the company of Nintendo, but their games are good, so I'm gonna play them. I'm gonna download them and play them. But yeah, but that's how that works. But like, I mean, so other reasons, like say for like Days Gone, I purchased Days Gone on PS4, but I like didn't get more than 3 hours into it because that's when I transitioned over to PC, and I was like, this 30 FPS is just disgusting. So I like.
Oh, you pirated Days Gone when it's free on Plus?
I purchased it on PS4, but I just downloaded it on PC.
You don't have a PS5 originally, do you, or do you?
I have a PS5.
Why didn't you just download it on?
I'm talking about originally when it on PS4. When I purchased, I pre-ordered that game and then only put like 2 hours in it, and then it came to PC, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy this game again because I don't even know if I'm gonna beat the game, so I'll just download it and see how far I get. I've got like maybe 5 hours in, and I was like, I don't know, it just didn't keep my interest, so I just deleted it. But so like I wasn't gonna buy the game on PC if I didn't know if I was actually gonna beat it again. Like
hold on, wait. So how did you get the game on PC?
I downloaded it. I pirated it.
You did what? Hold on, because I'm trying to understand. Because like
army mateys.
I mean, I get
that. I purchased the game originally on PS4 in 2019, and I barely played it. Okay. So I was like, it's going to PC. Why don't I give it another shot? But I'm not gonna put my money down.
Was this before the PS5 came out or after the PS5
came out? That was before the PS5 came out. Or it's either before the PS5 came out or I didn't own a PS5 at the time. Either or.
Okay.
I forget when Days Gone PC port came out.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, yeah, the consoles have been out for 2 years, so it definitely was. But yeah, I didn't like care to purchase it because of that. Yeah, we can hear you. What? I don't know why I just left again. But yeah, so like typically if I pirate a game, it's typically either fuck Nintendo or I don't like the practices they're doing for said game. Or for example, with Last of Us Remake. Like them not including the multiplayer, I'm not buying that game. It like Uncharted the Legacy of Thieves collection, I'm not buying that game. And the thing is, Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises of all time. But the fact that it doesn't have, they're taking away content in Uncharted's case, it's not charging more money, but they're charging close to full price, but they're just not. They're leaving out the content that I want, right? Well, more of the content than I want. So I'm not gonna purchase that game. I'll play it. I'll pirate it. I'll play it. But I'm not purchasing. I'm not giving them my money because Last of Us Remake, that shit is anti-consumer. I want to play the multiplayer, but you're not giving me the multiplayer. It's literally the definition of anti-consumer. It's like you're not giving me what I want. I can't purchase. I can't get the content. In other times, in other times, it's like basically not knowing if I care about the game at all. Like I'm just downloading it on a whim to see if I'll actually like the game or not. Which technically I could just purchase it on Steam and then like refund it if it's on Steam. But if it's on Epic Game Store, I would have to try it out. I don't remember their return policy. But like a game like Oddworld, like I downloaded it to see what it's about and I deleted it after because I wasn't really interested. But there are some games that I will pirate and then I'll buy afterwards. Like I didn't originally purchase Hollow Knight, but I played it. I'm like, yo, this game is fucking amazing, and then I bought it afterwards. So
I do.
Yeah, those are my reasonings.
I do hear where you're coming from, and I'm not saying that logic is wrong because I understand it. I do, but I personally feel like when you make blatant statements like you don't buy Nintendo games just because you don't support what they're doing, is that like at that point, do you not support the good stuff they do? Do you like? Is it just like
what good do they do?
I mean, so if Breath of the Wild 2 came out, you wouldn't support that game.
No. What good do they do? What good do they do as a company?
But every company does some slimy shit. You're just never going to support any company?
It's the amount of shit that they do that fucking it's like toxicity. It's like, okay. So for example, I usually akin Nintendo in the gaming community to Apple in the phone industry or in the tech community. Like Nintendo are literally like Apple, where it's like, it's what I say, it's what I do, or fuck you, fuck off. We don't give a fuck about our consumers. They're going to buy our products anyway. I fucking hate that mentality. I don't buy any Apple products. I don't own any. Like, I fucking hate that mentality. So, ergo, I don't buy Nintendo games. So
part of me does feel like that's a little bit of a cap, because you could literally find some type of anti-consumer shit in every avenue. Like,
no, I know, absolutely.
Sony does a lot of anti-consumer shit.
Oh, absolutely. So, I'm saying that.
So does Microsoft. They literally just try to, take away the discount that you get on gold randomly on a Wednesday because they wanted to. Like, they all do anti-consumer stuff. So I feel like I don't understand how a company is it's to the point where you can't respect them enough to give them money off the work that they made, but you respect them enough to play their games. Like, I think, like, to me,
it's not. No,
let me finish. Let me finish, Bless. For instance, when I feel like a game has went too far or a studio has went too far, I completely write that company out of my life. Like, because to me, even giving that game my time or tweeting about it or even doing anything remote is still breathing life into that game. And if I don't believe in that company, I don't want to give them anything. Not my time, not my money, not my social media presence, nothing. So, like, to me, you're kind of like, I don't like Nintendo, but man, that game's good. So I'm gonna fuck with them there, though. I'm gonna download it. I'm a pirate it. So, like, I feel like if you were serious about not liking Nintendo, you would just not fuck with Nintendo.
That's your opinion. Like, gaming is a selfish hobby. I play what I want to play, regardless. It's a selfish hobby. Like, that's how you would. That's what you would do. But that's not necessarily what everyone would do. That's how you feel on the situation. Right. That's not how I feel on the situation. It may not be how Smooth may feel on the situation.
And you're totally valid on that. That's just my. But it's like I said, just to me, I feel like if you don't believe in a company on what they're doing, even playing their games is still acknowledging they exist.
Yeah, I acknowledge they exist. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's all I really had to say. Like, I don't believe Smooth one bit about like his Square Enix. Hey, if Microsoft bought Square Enix tomorrow, he
Facts.
he'd be. And what's funny is I was talking to Smooth and he was even because we was talking and I was like, dude, I was like, why are you even talking shit about Final Fantasy? You ain't never played a Final Fantasy like that. He's like, you right. So he's sitting there going over all the Final Fantasies. Like, okay, if I were to try one, Addict, which one would be the best one for me to try? I was like, Final Fantasy X. And he's like, oh, that's turn based. I'm like, they're all fucking turn based for the most part, Smooth. So have we brought up Smooth playing this Persona? Have we brought that up yet?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
We just know it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I just find it highly unlikely that he's gonna beat it. Highly unlikely he's gonna get the true ending. I would
tell Smooth to start with Final Fantasy 15. Like if he don't like the,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I was.
Here's the thing: 15 is like Smooth's one of those people that I feel like if the story grabbed him from the start, he would ignore gameplay to a point. But like
15 minutes out here.
Yeah, 15 is just so long and drawn out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like he would end up dropping the game because it's just not appealing, like the story wise. Like
the story was actually decent to me, though.
It was, but it takes a long time for that game to start picking up. Yeah. I feel like 10 would be the better choice because it's actually got an engaging story from the start, like out the start.
Well, you was talking about the turn-based gameplay, so I was like, if you don't like turn-based,
yeah. Well, I told him, and then I told him, I was like, dude, you're about to play Persona. You better get used to some form of fucking turn-based games, like, because I would say that that Final Fantasy X is one of the most updated Final Fantasy turn-based games you're going to ever get because they stopped doing them. And 10, you can rotate characters out. It's got a lot of in-depth. Now, Persona, I told him, Persona is a very in-depth turn-based RPG, very in-depth.
I dropped Persona.
So I don't know if he'll beat that because like people say it's easy. Persona is an easy game if you play Persona how Persona demands you to play it. But if you don't, and you don't find their weaknesses and you don't play the game to your strengths, you're gonna have people constantly going 2 to 3 times on your ass. You're gonna have bosses one phasing you, sweeping you.
Yeah. That game can definitely be fucking crazy. Like that's what I was saying. Like the final boss, that alone is gonna take Smooth 10 plus hours. I feel like because that shit was annoying for me. I was stuck on that shit for like 5 hours. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So like I know especially because he has a time frame. Like he's not gonna want to grind constantly in like mementos or some shit. So it's like he wants to get it done. So that's gonna be a fucking challenge.
His best bet is to grind a little bit, like because then he won't struggle as much in the palaces.
Yeah, it already sounds like some old bullshit. But
well, let me tell you what, he's gonna be out here hyping it up when it releases.
Oh, damn right.
Oh my god.
At least he's honest.
I'm gonna be there for the cause. All right, now I'm gonna say this: the best thing that can literally happen for Xbox is that the best games that came out on PlayStation last year, that those timed exclusivity things expire to the day and just lead to release date to the 1 year anniversary. So if that means Kenna and Deathloop comes out this summer in addition to the games that's already coming out, I would be a happy Xbox gamer.
You think Kenna going to Xbox?
I don't see why it shouldn't.
That game was great.
I don't think it's going to Xbox.
Unless Sony has like formed a partnership with them because they've been doing that a lot more here lately, especially with something like this new restructured PlayStation Plus. They need more studios like the one that made Kenna to support them because they could put them in that service day and date.
Yeah, man. I don't see why. I don't see why not. When I tweeted Ember Lab, like, hey, when this is coming to Xbox, you know what I mean? They didn't deny it. They ain't pull an Insomniac or MLB and said never just to show up a couple years later.
Hey, even if they did, bro, you can't rely on the word of these companies, bro.
I know,
never.
Man, but
not only that, but I highly doubt Insomniac had this.
I did. I like the game. I want to play it again. The thing is, I don't have no interest in playing it again on PlayStation.
You can play it again on PC.
It's not the same. Here's the thing, right?
I thought you had
Man,
the Xbox
don't make
controller,
no
bro.
sense.
Yeah,
He
the
hates-
Xbox controller, right?
He hates PlayStation, but he'll play the
Here's
game.
the
on.
thing.
He wants to play it somewhere else. And
I
you
want
give him an
to
option
play
somewhere
a
else.
game
Like,
on
I don't want to
Xbox,
play it.
right? If I play it on PC, right, it's like, okay, cool. Like, that'll work, but it's just like, it's not as intriguing, right? Now, you know what's intriguing? Playing Uncharted on PC, playing Spider-Man on PC. That shit's
Man,
kind
the
of
only-
intriguing. Like, no, that's intriguing. But
Look
playing
at me.
chaos
I can
on
use my
PC isn't that
Xbox
intriguing.
controller right now. Man, just stop.
I'm just saying, I don't know if it's mental. It might be something mental, but I just like, there's
It's
games that I
definitely-
rather play on
definitely
Xbox.
something mental.
You know what I mean? There's games I play on, like,
Definitely.
obviously PlayStation, but you know what I mean? Like, games that feels like different. Like, oh, this, like, when I play games like Uncharted or Spider-Man on PC, it feels like I'm cheating. I'm not supposed to be playing it on here, right? That's what it feels like. It was like
Cheating.
It's like when
I'm
MLB
cheating.
came to Xbox, it's like, wow, this feels wrong, but I like it.
You should boot up God of War, you know, just to get the fix in real quick.
Yeah,
See
the
what it's
fix.
like.
The fix.
Yeah,
Nah.
so that's why I like The Last of Us and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a big deal because actually Spider-Man, believe it or not, see the thing about me buying games on PC, it has to be a fucking good game. Now I know when Spider-Man
Yeah.
comes out that I will
can see
play
that.
that game from beginning to end, no hesitation. Because I know the game in
Man,
and out.
I don't
I like-
even believe that.
You don't believe?
I don't.
I already
Hell
did
no.
it again. I did it on PlayStation.
Hell no. You gonna turn that game on, put out a tweet out there saying, "Look, I'm playing Spider-Man with my Xbox controller." And you gonna turn that shit? right on.
I do wish Miles Morales.
It's a possibility.
Miles Morales.
It's
came
definitely a
first.
possible.
I do wish Miles Morales came first. This is much shorter and it doesn't have all those random dumbass dial time slowdowns that the original Spider-Man has. Because I don't like the Mary Jane and Miles Morales sections in the original Spider-Man game that they did. I just felt like it was just filler. But if they found a way to skip it in the game, then yeah. But no, I don't think that'll stop me from beating. Because I helped my son beat Spider. Like I beat Spider-Man multiple times.
Me too.
On PlayStation 4 and whatnot. The only thing I didn't do, I just didn't beat it again on the PS5 the remaster. Because at that time because it came out the same time as what Miles Morales, right? It was like available the same day, right?
Yeah, it came out in the same bundle.
Yeah. I thought, to me, in my humble opinion, I thought Miles Morales, even though I think Spider-Man was a great game, I thought Miles Morales was a better game.
Facts.
I'll agree to that. I like Miles Morales better than.
Me too.
I like some aspects more, but I think 2018. I still prefer
Like
2018.
2018 was a good game. It was like one of my favorite games that year. I think it only lost out to Assassin's Creed Odyssey that year. For me. Otherwise, it was tracking to be my game of the year.
Odyssey came out in 2017.
Odyssey came out.
It came out in 2018.
Origins came out in 2017.
Wait, which one came out in 2017?
Origins.
Oh,
yeah, okay,
Ironically, that game.
Yeah, my bad. I was
that
getting
game.
them confused.
Ironically, that game beat out Horizon Zero Dawn for my game of the year that year. So I was like, there was two I had back-to-back years. I was like, you know what, this PlayStation game is my game of the year, and then Ubisoft came through and hooked me. But in 2020, you know, it was The Last of Us Part 2. It was The Last of Us Part 2, and the only reason why... Now, it would have been Immortals Phoenix Rising. I just didn't beat it in the calendar year. I don't think I finished Immortals until, like, January. But Immortals was my favorite game in 2020, but Last of Us was clear-cut game of the year 2020. It's just like, there's... All right, yeah, whatever.
Y'all talk about Forza yet, man? What's going on, man?
Nah, I'm not talking about
They lying
that
to the
game.
people, man.
No, they ain't lying.
Man, I'm
they
not
lying
worried
to the
about
people?
Forza because Forza's always like kept me like. I've never been worried about Forza.
Hold on, let me yell
What's
at my
going
kids
on,
right quick.
man?
Can somebody close my door, please? Please? Can somebody close my door?
Is ray tracing in game or is it not, man? What
It's
is
in
going
game.
on?
It's in game.
It's
It's
in
in
game.
game. It's in game.
And,
It's just
and these butt hurt, bunt munch, forehead
Oh my
ass
God,
people.
Smooth.
Like, here's the thing, right?
he was doing his job.
All these years of Playground and Turn 10 showing off Forza, now people want to suddenly think Turn 10 is Ubisoft? Like, when has Forza ever showed you a game that wasn't the game when it came out or better? I've never, like, they don't have a history of...
don't know. Forza 7 was downgraded, and I think Forza
Where? What?
7 was
it,
great.
visually, it was definitely.
You know when
the
the first
initial reveal, yes,
I booted
sir,
up
it was
that
downgraded.
like earlier this year. Forza
No.
7
From
still
the
holds
initial
up.
reveal, it was
What was
definitely
you playing
downgraded.
on?
What you mean?
Were you playing on the Xbox One or the Xbox One X?
On the One X, that shit looks
No,
fire.
the one. I didn't have an X.
So all right, and it was never
That's
downgraded because they
that's
revealed
probably
it on the
why.
One X. They showed off the One X version.
Forza. Hold on. Which one came out with which one was the launch title for
Forza 5?
The Xbox One.
Forza
Forza
Motorsport 5.
5.
Okay, I'm sorry, not 7. Sorry.
You're looking at a
I'm
2013-year-old
sorry,
game.
not 7, but Forza 5 was definitely downgraded.
From what?
Sorry.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
From
I'm gonna
what?
tell you something about Turn 10, right? That I said in my
From the
video.
initial
Forza
reveal,
5 was
it was
exactly-
downgraded.
Yeah, y'all gotta bring up them old ass videos from 10 years ago.
No,
bro.
turn
y'all gotta
10
compare.
During the
Hold on,
720p and 900p era of Xbox One, who was delivering consistent 1080p 60 games at
Turn 10.
high settings? Turn 10 on the Xbox One. That was Forza was my calling card every time
high
somebody tried to
settings.
bullshit
no
us
idea
with the
what they were.
720p and 900p. Forza was my calling card. Xbox do have 1080p 60 games. I just needed one. I
Yeah,
just
the
needed
racing
one.
game.
And then when the
Jesus,
Xbox
baby.
One X came out, when they said the Xbox can't do 4K 60, I only need one game. And guess what it was? Forza 7, native 4K at 60 FPS, and the settings was on par with PC. The only difference was obviously
Forza
you
7
couldn't
wasn't
really-
on PC.
They were.
It was. I think
They were-
Wait,
Forza
hold on.
7?
I rewatched. I clipped.
Forza
I
7
sent
was
you
on
the.
PC.
I don't believe Forza 7 was not on PC.
Yeah, had
It
to.
was. It is.
Yeah.
It is. I sent you the clip about that Smooth. He said that they are pretty. They are almost on par. How do I say? He said basically they look pretty good comparatively. That's basically what he was saying.
Meaning this is what it means.
But
this is what it
but
means.
they
Dre.
were
What he's
not. They
trying to
were
say,
not.
Dre, is
They were not the same.
this
bro.
is what this means, Dre. Right? This is what this means. That means me, you on your PC, Dre on you on your PC, me on my PC, and this dude Bless on his PC, and Logan on his Series X, whatever. All could boot up Forza 7, and guess what we'll be looking at? The same fucking game, looking the same. That's what that means.
That's not what it means.
That means with our eyeballs, we wouldn't be able to tell the difference. We wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And Bless,
that's a different that's a different argument than
no,
saying
it's not.
that they were
No,
the
it's
same.
not. Nigga,
Bro.
it looks the same.
No,
but it
no,
don't.
no, 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 no. It's a different argument because originally you're saying they were identical.
They
but they're
are!
not. Well, hold on. You're saying they're identical, but they're not.
All right,
Wait,
yeah, because
now,
you
now,
might, you might have a
let me finish.
a TCM panel or some shit like that.
Let me finish the point.
All right.
I said originally you were saying that they were identical, but they're not.
I still believe
now
that.
you're saying God damn it, stop. Now you're saying, oh, it's what I perceive. That is totally based on opinion. And that's a different argument than, oh, they're identical.
They're identical.
Saying that they're identical.
Just because they try to get technical and scientific with it, all they're saying is the games are identical. I'm just dumbing it down for you. Identical. They look the same. Right? So,
okay.
Turn 10 historically has been able to achieve what they set out to do on consoles with Forza. Hitting their resolution target and hitting their frame rate target. And like, my thing is, Forza Horizon 5, right? Which gave us a beta test of what Turn 10 was going to do. They shocked us, and they targeted both 4K and they've targeted 4K on both their modes, their 30 frames per second mode and their 60 frames per second mode, with minimal graphical drops for the performance difference, right? So my thing is, we saw literally a similar demo just 7 months ago. Right? Well, no, it was a year ago, but the game came out. Right? So last year we saw a similar demo, but Playgrounds game, right? They show you all the geographics, how amazing it looked, and then the game just went into motion. Like, oh shit, that looks lit. And guess what happened in November? The game came out, and we're actually playing the shit we saw, and there was no downgrade. So now, for some reason, these buttholes think it's hard to believe that what we saw was something that's achievable. Like they don't believe it's achievable on Xbox Series X.
Now,
I don't understand.
okay.
I didn't see any. Now I thought it looked good, but it didn't look impossible.
Smooth. Now, the point of contention here is not that what they showed in the game, the original 5-minute gameplay showing was not gameplay. That's not the point of contention. They just thought that it's a little bit weird that they're saying it's a series, it's playing on an Xbox, and then it's like, oh no, it's actually on a PC.
No,
they just thought that was a little
Turn 10
weird.
earned that respect though. Turn 10 earns that respect. Turn 10 and Playground earned that respect a long time ago. They can show you. As a matter of fact, Xbox can show you every game running on the PC because technically they're not lying. All their games are on PC. So it doesn't really matter where they show it. They can show you run to you on the Xbox, or they can show it to you running on a PC. And I stand by this, as I've been saying. I can date this back to 2016 or whatever, 2017, whatever.
And this statement is not true.
It is true.
Gears 5 has insane settings on PC, and they are not applicable on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, it is.
You get most. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
No, it's literally not. It's a higher preset. How can
preset that exists?
It's a higher than Ultra, my guy. It's literally higher than Ultra. You download insane preset.
Yo,
the insane preset is not on.
Bro. The biggest deal about them showing off Gears 5 and Hive Busters on the Xbox Series X, because they said we can now tap into our insane preset and even above that now. And then Gears 5 had to get updated a little bit later to catch up on PC. Remember that, or you don't? You don't remember that, do you?
No, I would love for you to.
Now you're gonna make me do some research. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will look that up and I'll give it to you on Twitter. But go ahead.
All right, go ahead. I mean, it's definitely not going to stay that way if they're going to actually, unless they want to literally just release only parity, because PC is an ever-growing platform.
And Xbox does on their first-party games.
But I still don't. I 100% don't agree with that. And
on their first-party games, they make their games from Xbox Series and PC don't look different. They pretty much there's a parity between them.
Hold on. And you said Flight Sim. I don't know if Asobo is owned by Microsoft, but that game definitely doesn't look the same between console and PC. That game is running at a mixture of settings, some ultra, some high, but a lot of medium. That's not going to be comparable.
So what was the dude from Digital Foundry saying, like when he was going off about it not having rate? Like what was his point?
I'll explain it in 1 second. Let me just let this dog out of my room. 1 second.
I'm trying, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out if we got ray tracing in game.
Yeah, it has ray tracing. He just can't believe it. He just can't believe it.
And I before Bless say anything, I know there are multiple kinds of ray tracing. I understand that.
So the point of contention is basically they had two different showings. So the first showing, 5-minute showing, they had ray tracing in that showing, of course. But the type of ray tracing it was low quality ray tracing, where everything is a mirror like reflection, where like you're not going to get the same. That's not going to be true in real life, where you're not going to get metallics that are just basically mirror likes. If you look at the brake calipers of a car, it's not going to be like a mirror, basically. So that's what he was explaining originally in the 5-minute video showcase. But then when you look at the 1-minute snippet that they showed, it was like a scissor reel. That showed in the corner that was supposed to be in game, so signifying gameplay, but it wasn't. It was a replay because the ray tracing that was shown there is of a much higher quality. They weren't just mirror like reflections. They were diffused. You look at the brakes of the car. They were very diffused. They looked more lifelike. And you looked at when the garage was coming up, open for the door. You could see that the rays of light were bouncing off within the garage. So it was a high quality ray trace global illumination. So that's the point of contention. That's the biggest point of contention, because you're saying that this was in game, but it's not actually gameplay. A replay is not gameplay. Period. Unless you want to consider like, oh, I'm hitting fast forward and rewind on my movie. This is gameplay. That's not gameplay. Like a replay is not gameplay. So that is the point of contention. because they're like, oh, you're showing this game off in a much better light and saying that it's in gameplay when it's not.
Man, I don't care about that bullshit.
And that's false advertisement,
No, it's
Smooth.
not. No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
literally
not,
false
nigga.
advertisement. It's saying that
so
it's
every
in game.
Nah, man.
Just
Nope.
stop trying to defend them for
There's nothing to
1 second and
defend.
just
No,
listen
because
to what
I'm not
saying.
gonna
Like,
whine. You know what? You know why it's not false advertising? Because at the end of the day, these dudes can't say anything is deceiving or false advertising until they compare the game we're actually playing with the shit that they claim they're lying about.
Now that I agree with that. Like I would want to also wait to see.
All right. So it's it'll be
okay.
Well, it'll be a wait and see then. But will you admit that's false advertisement if
No.
the reflections are just mirror like in the game?
Nah,
Will you admit?
no, I won't.
So is that
Of
not
course
ray
you won't,
tracing?
because you're a fanboy. Of course.
Is that not ray tracing? It's just not.
It's ray.
So they have two.
It's
forms
ray
of-
tracing.
All right, so this is what's going on. They have two
It's just
forms
higher
of ray-
quality.
They have two forms of ray tracing going on. One in game and one that's not in game, which is their replay mode and their garage
Right.
mode. Their non-gameplay mode ray tracing includes ray trace global illumination, which is the higher quality and everything kind of looks set to a whole nother setting, right?
And
then-
the reflections were higher quality as well.
which is fine, but they said that on stream, we have in-game ray tracing, which is the 5-minute demo we saw, and then you have the non-in-game ray tracing, which was the sizzle reel we saw, which Xbox put the whole in-game. It doesn't fucking.
But the
matter,
thing is,
dog.
it literally says in game in the corner, so it's like they say
Man,
that
at the
after
end
the
of
fact,
the
but
day,
it's not in game.
in-game.
That means it's false advertisement.
Non-in-game,
It's
that
not
shit-
in the game.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna keep it moving. In-game or non-in-game, the shit still looks better than Gran Turismo. So that's all it needs to do.
Okay, now it's the comparison. It's just false advertisement. It is what it is. It's false advertisement.
It's false
bro.
advertisement.
Just
It's barely
it is what it
advertisement,
is.
bro.
That's it. I'm not saying that the game looks
Can't
bad.
be
I'm
false
not.
advertisement
I'm
when
not.
we saw. What did we see?
I'm not
first?
saying that the game
What
looks
did we
bad.
see first? We saw a 5-minute gameplay demo first. So that's
Yes.
the indicative of what's the real thing. I don't care about that 1-minute sizzle shit we saw on Twitter an hour afterwards.
It's what you don't care about, but reality is reality, bro.
I mean, you got to be a dumb motherfucker to believe. No, I'm sorry.
I will.
Wow.
I will say one thing.
All right, in
too.
game doesn't mean in game anymore. It's fine.
I will say one thing too, that regardless if it was took on PC or Xbox or anything like that, we do need to start giving these companies smoke for being sincere when they're giving us these. Like, because
I feel like they picked
imagine
with
if-
the wrong company though. That's the wrong company to do it with. They could have, they could have
I
done
get
this
it,
to
but-
any other
but-
studio, but the one
I-
that
and I-
actually
and I get-
delivers.
and I get this, but I'm on this standpoint where it's like, if
You
you're
gotta
doing this,
keep them accountable
I'm
at all
keeping
times.
all of them accountable.
You have to keep them
Like,
accountable. Like people, like
And
I-
this is
like, come on.
this is a small case of this. Like, I don't think that, they definitely was being a little deceiving if it was on PC. And I
Open wallet
think,
and consume.
yeah, I think that
He doesn't think. He doesn't think. Just open
I do-
wallet and consume. Like,
I
what the
do
fuck?
think that this particular incident isn't a huge big deal. But if you're like, look, I really liked what I saw of the game. It's just next time show me Xbox content, or at least say
Xbox
that
content
it's
is PC content, and PT content is Xbox
that-
content.
no, it isn't.
No,
Smitty.
it's not. It's.
I do feel like when it comes to motorsport, it's like, look, it's okay, Smooth, to say I liked what I saw, but that's a little
Yeah.
dirty how you try to show me another platform and say it was the platform that I'm going to buy it on,
Bro,
because
it's okay.
And didn't Xbox get caught with this like a couple E3s ago when they
Yeah, they did. They showed multiple games on PC and be like, oh yeah, it's the same on.
and they
console.
tried to play it off
Right.
as on console or
Bro,
whatever.
like this,
It's the
I
same.
think it's an unnecessary
When it's-
process that Digital
when it-
Foundry and Red Dragon is running with, and I think it's really unnecessary because I
it's-
feel like it's the wrong studio. Because Forza's their games actually look like what they reveal.
It's not.
It
a,
never
it's not a.
fails.
Bro, it's not like a big protest or anything. They're just saying
That's
that it's a
not
little.
true, though,
It's a literal.
Smooth.
It's a literal disingenuous. They're not going on a campaign for it.
Disingenuous.
It's one video, my
Because
guy.
okay.
They're not going on. They're not tweeting about it all day and night. It's not. It's not. If they're not
it's
going
been
to
3
war
videos.
about it,
Alex has
you
had
guys,
it-
people have just blown it up. That's what it is. People have blown it up. They're not
True.
going to war about it. You're
I think-
acting as if. Well. The Red Dragon guy is he's doing that shit for clout or whatever. But I'm talking about Digital Foundry specifically. They made a video. That's it.
I do
And
feel
all
like
they said is they just don't like it necessarily.
I do feel like
That's not saying, oh, they're a terrible company or anything. Like, what?
I do feel like when it comes to this particular topic, I don't think it's like a huge big deal.
It's not.
Maybe it's because I don't give a fuck about racers like at all. But I will say is like, I'd rather us keep them. Like, for instance, they did that gameplay showcase a couple years ago. We roasted them for that shit. Like, roasted them. Like they were like a fine cooked chicken at that point. How bad we gave them that business. Have they ever done that shit again?
That was for what game was that? I forgot.
No, it was that third party showcase they did right before the Series X came out, and they said we're going to show gameplay for the Series X, and there was like almost no gameplay there. Because we gave them so much criticism and we roasted them so bad, even Aaron Greenberg came out and said, "You guys were right, we was wrong. Like we should have worded the promotions better. We'll do better." And because we was so vocal about that, they've never messed up to that degree ever again. Same thing with this. You let them get away with showing us other stuff that it's not the stuff that they look. Are they coming out openly and saying it? Probably not. But they're suggesting, and that's just almost just
funny
as bad.
thing during the showcase. They never even said that it was running on the Series X. It was the blog post on Xbox Wire that afterwards, which was wrong, and they in turn 10 came out and corrected them. So all that crying that Digital Foundry and Red Dragon is doing, it's stupid. It's stupid.
Again, that wasn't the main point of contention. The main point of contention was the in-game scissor reel trailer.
Oh my god! Hey, it's in-game somewhere.
That is the main point of contention.
Technically,
and it was just a video.
In-game
technically assumes gameplay, bro. No, you're not doing this.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
My biggest problem with this is that you're such an apologist.
I'm not apologizing for shit. I'm not apologizing.
You are.
I'm just saying it doesn't mean
you're not.
In-game doesn't mean if they think in-game doesn't mean gameplay.
You are such an apologist.
If it means gameplay, they'll just say gameplay. In-game doesn't mean gameplay. Just like in engine, engine's technically not in game.
In game means gameplay.
Nah, okay.
We're not.
That car is
we're not.
This car that you see
in engine doesn't mean
gameplay.
In game means gameplay.
Hey, this car that you see in this trailer is in the game. In game. That's what that means. You see this level? It's in game.
I don't understand why you're being such an apologist.
I'm not being an apologist.
It's not even a big deal, but I'm pushing back because you're being an apologist.
Why are you pushing back?
Because you're just fucking capping.
It's because you're pushing back.
If you weren't capping, this conversation would have been over 10 minutes ago.
Because you're pushing back is what making it seem like a big deal to me. It's not a big deal to me, but I just feel like the argument is unnecessary. The deflect is unnecessary. Let them live. Let them live.
The deflect, no. Whatever. I'm done with this conversation.
Look, man, the whole time you guys been arguing,
the whole time you
guys been arguing, the only thing I'm thinking of is Jerry.
This is why Digital Foundry is a gift and a curse, man. They've I don't know.
Yeah, and I hate how these dudes be acting. They started this bullshit. This console war would have the Xbox One versus PS4
wouldn't mad over them
wouldn't have lasted as long had it not been for Digital Foundry and these damn resolution comparisons.
Like hold on. I will admit, when it comes to media and it comes to outlets like Discord and stuff, like not Discord, like Digital Foundry, I will agree with you that they use the console war to generate a little bit more traffic. But here's the thing. It's like I said, when it comes to
they make fun of it. They think it's hilarious because they don't like fanboys. They think you guys are weird. I can't
agree with that, Bless. A lot of these people act like they're above fanboy shit, but they're literally directing content to fuel fanboy narratives. So to me, it's like it's on them. It's on the developers for not being transparent with certain things. It's on the platform holders for not being transparent with perfect things. But it's on the consumers too for blowing shit out of proportion for no fucking reason, like at all. Like and the reason they do the shit they do. Like I made a video that's like, look, I get it, ray tracing is important. But why aren't we talking about new features coming to the Forza franchise? And we're talking about for 4 fucking days about this ray tracing bullshit. It's like, to me, these media influencers, influencer outlets like Digital Foundry and shit, they know how to get everyone wildly. They know. They've been doing it for like decades. So they know exactly what they do. You know, the famous Dustin thumbnail with the resolution shit. They know. I don't think there's a media bias. I've never thought there's a media bias, but I do think that they have no problem pushing the needle to the direction they know they're going to get the most traffic from.
Yeah. That's like that one dude said who works at, I think it was like Forbes or something. You know, he uses the headlines that he does because it gets traction, you know, to his articles and to his website.
Xbox leaving PlayStation in the dust.
Right, yeah. And he wrote like 3 articles with like the same title.
all I'll say about towards that is I'll say like I watch Digital Foundry content a lot because I actually love their content. Not because of fanboy shit, but because I actually enjoy said content. Like when they talk about like new features and like doing a showcase of games, like what was that? The Chernobyl, when they did a showcase of the Chernobyl technology of the global illumination, I thought that shit was fantastic. Like when they do deep dives and like new like interview developers and shit like that, I think that's all amazing. Or also when they actually put notice on problems with games, like
and they get fixed.
But sometimes it feels like they're just nitpicking though, like just nitpicking every little thing, zooming in 400%. It's like
you do realize that they do that. They do that because they have a significant amount of people that watch on a phone, right? Like they do that because of those people. Like they're not doing it for shits and giggles. Like people watch the content on a phone. It's really hard to see differences in a video.
I can see that.
And like it's really hard to see differences of 2 different images on a 5-inch fucking screen. So I'm just saying.
It just feels like they're just not letting people appreciate, you know, the art or the graphics or whatnot.
They do.
I mean,
they literally make videos about like okay, so there's the technical side of Digital Foundry, and then there's the I'm giving my personal opinion on said game. Like you have to realize which part they're on. They'll tell you like, on my personal preference or how I feel about the graphics or so and so. Like they'll literally tell you how they're feeling about said game, and that is their personal opinion, not the technical analysis.
I mean, yeah.
And it's like you have to if you have a problem with that problem, you have to realize you have to separate the two. One person's opinion is not part of the technical analysis. And that's my biggest problem with people that like think they want to demonize Digital Foundry. They're just doing their job, bro. Beforehand, they did videos where they didn't talk at all.
Yeah,
but I appreciate
that way.
No, I appreciate them talking because it allows better insight on they're actually showing and like actually all the shit that they've done since interviews. I mean, like bringing up, showing problems and explaining technologies like with the ray tracing and all that shit. That is important shit. You don't find that anywhere else on the internet.
Is that really going to make somebody like when they say things like, you know, if I were you, I would play it on said console because the performance is better and whatnot, right? Is that really going to make somebody go out and buy another console just to play that game?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You want to hear something funny?
It's for people that have both consoles and they are picking and choosing what is the better.
What if you only got one console, bless? Like most people.
You want to hear something funny? This is important. This is really important, right?
Well, then you do whatever you want to do.
You want to know how before the video even finished, how I knew what console was gonna win a head-to-head? It depended on who was the lead analyst, right? If it's John Layman, PlayStation.
Here we go with the fucking nonsense. Here we go with the nonsense,
if it's
bro.
a dude,
they're technical tools. They're technical tools.
Listen. If it's
they tamper their technical tools.
If it's Richard
for frame rate graphs.
If it's Richard
and the image quality of the games, yes.
If it's Richard or the dude with the high pitched voice, Xbox is going to win. Right? And then if it's the new
Oh
dude,
my
it's kind of pretty
God.
much neutral, and he doesn't give you any sort of contingent on who's really actually getting ahead. That's-
I like the
Y'all
new
are
cat. I like the
so
new cat.
this.
And if
fucking-
Alex start talking, I know
you
it's gonna
guys
be
have some
something
metal.
heavily
Bro, y'all
compared to
got the
PC.
tinfoil hat, bro.
It's not a
What are you
tinfoil
talking
hat, bro.
about?
It's facts. It's facts.
What are you talking about? Alex doesn't give a fuck about consoles. He
No, I
literally
said he
said
only
in the
compares
DF
PC.
Direct. He literally said the last console he purchased for himself was like in the 80s, bro. He's a PC gamer.
I
Why
know
the fuck
he
does he
is.
care?
I didn't
Why would
say
he
he
care
cared. I didn't
about
mention
which
it.
console does better?
I said John. I said if John's
fuck are
leading,
you talking about?
PlayStation's winning the head to head. If it's the dude with the high pitched voice or Richard Ledbetter, then Xbox is winning. And then when it comes to Alex,
You're
he's
not
usually
listening to
comparing
what the
a
fuck I'm
game,
saying. I give up,
console
bro.
version to the PC version. I never said Alex is picking a side. I'm just saying, like, hey, this is the
John,
shit that I pick
by
up.
the way, John also prefers older consoles. He
I know,
always
he's a
has.
yeah,
So
but
it's
he
like,
also
what are we?
prefers
What
PlayStation.
are you talking about?
I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, bro.
He's not saying they're preferring a platform. He's just saying when whoever speaks, you kind of know who is
He's saying
lead
that
in
he-
performance.
He's saying that whichever who is speaking is
Oh
going to
my
determine
God.
that
That
doesn't correlate.
I'm not saying
That
that.
doesn't correlate.
No,
It's
you're not
whatever-
listening. You're not listening. I'm not saying that. I'm saying obviously. All right, he's taking the lead because he knows PlayStation's going to win, so he's picking this video. He's doing this video. This person's doing this video because that's how I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, just because this person talked means this person's gonna win. It's meaning, no, all right, if John leading this one, obviously the PlayStation's gonna have the better outcome of this one because this is the one he picked. This is the one he wants to talk more about. That's just, it's a trend. Watch it for yourself and see if I'm lying.
The thing about that though, that makes no sense because most of the time, most of the time the PS5 outperforms the Series X in terms of performance.
It actually doesn't, but okay, it does have a fair share.
Most of the
games.
time, it does.
Yeah, because they don't.
We're not
review-
gonna pretend. We're not gonna
these
pretend
dudes act
like
they can't
okay.
review most of the games that's released. They done up their staff and they're not reviewing
Oh my
half
god!
the games.
You're acting like John is the head of most of these
I'm not.
comparisons.
I'm not.
because
I'm just saying. All right.
the PS5 is, in terms of performance, the PS5 has been outperforming the Series X. That is a fact.
It's
That
not
is a fact.
It's actually not a fact.
That is a fact.
No, it's
That
not.
is a fact.
No, it's not. It's not a fact. And I have no.
It is absolutely a fact.
It is not. It is not, dude. Have you reviewed and tested every single game that's available on both these platforms? Have you watched every test and review that's available for all games? Because if that's the case, by default, the Xbox automatically wins.
So I watch. Let's see. I watch Digital Foundry. I watch NX Gamer. I watch that. I forgot what it's called.
VG Tech.
I watch VG Tech.
The Spanish dude. The Spanish
I watch
dude.
the Spanish dude. I watch all of those channels, and 9 times out of 10, the PS5 is
That is
performing
not
better
true.
than the
Now
Series
I know
X.
you're lying. Now I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
I'm lying.
And yeah, you're lying.
I'm lying.
Well, you're
Okay.
not lying. You're just not.
Okay.
You're not being truthful.
Oh God. I got a bad faith argument now, nigga. Like, oh my God.
I love you, bless. But I need to get out of here.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I thought some of the bantering would drive you nuts, but it hasn't. You have stamina. Yeah.
What the fuck?
All right,
What the
but I want
fuck?
to give a shout out to everybody who came through in the chat. So that would be Alex PSX, Bill Bones. We got the top creator. We have Robin Gaming TV, D'Angelo, Rel, J Main who came through, Ivan. Who else? There was a couple of shout out to. I think we peaked at like 140. Appreciate that. This podcast ran long for us to have nothing to talk about. Honestly, shout out to Surgery the Great though for coming through. Shout out to Gaming Addict for coming through. Ole Man Logan, I know we talked his ears off, and it's 11:11, so and I got to work tomorrow. And I don't know where everybody else that's a part of this podcast is at. They kind of just didn't show up. Shout out to Black Bomb, Willie Rosado. Make sure I don't forget any other. Verge Brizzle, Sean Dunlap, and Salazar Narado 52. Yeah. Appreciate you guys checking out the podcast. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you visit intotheam.com/kidsmove for some cool, comfy graphic tees. Get 10% off everything in the store if you use my link. Okay.
What kind of snug they got, man? Is it snug or is it kind of loose at the bottom
You
and
can
the
pick
arms?
the size. Like I got something that's a little bit more snug, and I got a couple things that are extremely loose. But they're just made of this material that kind of like feels good on the body. Like you don't need to wear layers underneath them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what was cool about them. And I washed them, and they didn't fade. So that's a plus. So.
Nice. Okay.
But
Fair enough.
I'll see you guys next week. And I got to figure out how to trade half the Planet Xbox that panel for a reliable cast. So
Bro, you gotta start paying them, bro. You gotta start.
I don't make money.
You gotta make a Patreon to start paying.
I have I have a failed Patreon and a failed membership. So I stopped trying to make money off of YouTube a long time ago. So like honestly, I don't like. That's why the podcast it is what it is. It's like honestly, if I try to commit and turn it into a job where I have to pay people and stuff. One, if the podcast actually made, or if my channel itself made the type of money where I can afford to pay people, then I would do it. If you know what I mean. But at this point, if somebody don't feel like doing a podcast, don't do it. Don't show up. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like doing a podcast. This is fucking how our Let's Talk Games podcast kind of just came and went.
R.I.P. man.
Like.
Yeah, rest in peace. What the hell happened?
Sometimes I'm in the mood to do it, and then sometimes I'm not. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be in the, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, damn, this would be a good, like, one-on-one conversation, right? And I'll be wanting to be like, let me reach out to Dre. And then, I don't know, man. I kind of, I'm too inconsistent. I'm surprised
I was enjoying it.
Able to host a podcast this long. If you look at my history, I've had several different podcasts, and they've all kind of didn't last too long, but not because I've like, it's just that burnout happened. So I don't know, we'll see. Eventually, when I stop doing I'll probably, because eventually, like, I mean, this podcast is not gonna go forever. I like doing podcasts. I like the idea of Let's Talk Games podcast and whatnot. I think it's a cool podcast, so I don't want to call it dead. But if I'm gonna have you at every episode of Planet Xbox, what's the point of fucking doing it? doing it, right? But I feel like
makes sense to me.
I gotta do one or the other. You know what I can probably do, honestly, since gaming is dry this year. I feel like I could break up the podcast, right? Maybe since podcasting, but I don't know how people can do it. All the time and sit in, because I get frustrated sitting in podcasts for over 90 minutes. But what I probably do is like, all right, Planet Xbox this week, so bi-weekly. Turn Planet Xbox bi-weekly, and then those in between weeks, we could bring back Let's Talk Games, right? And
shit, that's not coming back, man. I got my newborn came home and yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, so you so you can't even, so you'd be surprised, like, yeah, man, hopefully that slows your gaming down. So,
Yeah.
you
just want to make this man stop.
Give you opportunity to catch up. But nah, shout out to the little one, man.
Thank you.
Congrats. I'm happy. It's a he, right?
He, yes.
Yeah, I'm happy he's home.
Yeah.
Little Dre.
Congrats.
Happy he's home, because that's good. I know you've been in and out and whatnot, but yeah, man. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this one thing, right? I wanted to do a draft or actual trades in podcasts.
Yo, that's too funny.
I think that should happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure people be getting fucking bored with they shake some shit up. I think I just like I like my the team that I got and whatnot, but it's like I like to mix things up. But bless, right. I mean, if you want to be a part of the podcast, because I feel like I can hold an argument with you. I mean, please. I mean, I don't mind. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about you, about on other podcasts where people don't want you around. I haven't found it yet or read into it yet, but I would like to find out. But yeah, no. And then Dre, obviously, you always have a place here, but I can understand when people don't show up or don't want to show up. Like I said, it's not a job, it's not a requirement. Nobody's being paid. It's kind of a hobby and whatnot. So I don't take any of this stuff personal, and that's why I hope people don't take it personal. I'm like, hey, I kind of want to put this person on the podcast. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't take any of that stuff, personal. personal at all. But thank you guys for watching. It's late. I need to go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all kiss y'all wives for me. And I'm gonna kiss mine. And you guys have a blessed day. All right. All right, guys. Peace.